The following is a presentation of The Day.
As the sun sets over the beautiful campus at Ledyard High School, a Friday night fall feeling fills the air as two Division II ECC teams compete for that division's championship, both at 3-1, both establishing identities, both ready to let it all hang out tonight with all the action live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates. In football, execution matters, and in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by Readers of the Day. Why? Well, because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against those big insurance companies. When the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. Contact Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. So why have one attorney when you can have a team? Casey O'Neill, along with the coach, Pasta Sanabria, back on one of your stomping grounds.
Love it.
Ledyard High School. And tonight, we are very excited about 2 3-1 teams, and we will have lots to talk about. So it's always good to see you, Mano.
Oh, brother, it's a beautiful sunset here in Ledyard, and I gotta say, it's great memories. I was meeting a couple people here when I was coaching, and some athletes that are growing. It's gonna be a great football game because these two teams have been working hard on trying to get to this position right now.
Well, we're gonna have all kinds of things to talk about because we are in the pregame, and that means what? It means it's time to find out what's on the menu.
This is Phillies, and welcome to What's on the Menu. Pull up the Phillies and order a cheesesteak and get 10% off. All you got to do is say every day is game day. Yeah.
We are in the Phillies What's on the Menu pregame show, and we've got 2 3-1 teams, and I think, Coach, that these 3-1 teams are in very different places. I think Ledyard is feeling very rock solid and stable right now. They're getting healthier, even though they lost Cal Cassavant, one of their premier players. That Titus Streckfus is back. They're healthy. I think they're feeling pretty stable about where they are right now. Waterford, on the other hand, a lot of injuries, including 3 across the offensive line. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a few moments. But at 3-1 with some injuries, a change in quarterback, I think they are looking tonight to make this a stabilization game. They hope to get on that same sort of stable footing that Ledyard feels they're on right now.
Yeah, I think that this is a great challenge for Waterford to understand that they can persevere through things like this. Injuries are always going to happen. Mistakes or guys working from one position to the next. The thing about football is about developing the story along the way, and what these guys have right now is a great challenge. Wouldn't it be great to go out there and play great football and win a game here tonight? Yes, that'll really turn things around and make them feel better while they're recovering. But for now, you're right, Ledyard does have the advantage on the strength category in that.
So I think 2 things. One is that I'd like to do some. Can I make a bunny rabbit back here? I mean, the sun is pouring into the booth right here.
Look, I got it.
There
The pterodactyl.
So, Ledyard feels really good about their 3-1. Their one loss, the shutout to Griswold. They think they learned a lot from that. They've got a signature win with their win over NFA.
Yeah, that was a good win.
And they feel really good about their 3-1, like I said, getting healthy. Waterford, you changed the quarterback. Captain A.K. Wilson out tonight with a shoulder injury, though we expect him to be back for the remainder of the season. Starting lineman Donato Barnhill out tonight. Starting lineman Sam Vasquez out tonight. Lucas Rassicott in at quarterback. Chase Nolda moving over to wide receiver. Last time we saw him, he was the quarterback. Yep. So they're undergoing a lot of changes. This is under a first-year head coach as well in Hill Bunley. So, that's a lot of turmoil. Players need to step up. I heard from one of the Waterford captains, though, that they really feel like this, the injuries and the adversity has started to bring them together in a way that they were looking for. They were looking for something to sort of, and he goes, I want to thank you for making us the underdog again.
Right.
Because I think we're better when we have that sort of family rally around each other mentality. And it's like, I think you're going to see a different team tonight. I think that would be great. Waterford, if they can come together tonight, this could be a really, really good football game tonight.
No, I think that's the exciting part about the game, that, we have an opportunity to be the underdogs. And with games like that, key mistakes and with penalties, situations and field positions, those are all going to be a factor, and if they could find themselves to play mistake-free and gain advantage against this running full-style, game from Ledyard, if they can get them 3 and longs, they'll be out here all night long.
You've heard of like the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah.
Well, I think tonight it's like the Maserati and the Honda Civic.
Honda Civic,
and I mean that Ledyard's like the Honda Civic. They're not trying to be flashy. Right. They're trying to get from point A to point B. They're not trying to air it out on the highway. They're just looking for drive. They're the Honda Civic. On the other side, Waterford wants to be that Maserati. They want to play fast. They want to get big plays. They want to get Spencer into open space.
Yep.
And so you're going to see 2 different kinds of cars tonight. But you know what the one thing that both these cars have in common?
What's that?
Keys.
Keys.
They have keys. So it's time for the Rich's Auto Body keys to the game.
Here are the keys to the game. This is Rich's Auto Body's keys to the game.
Well, Ledyard's 3 keys that I believe is really strong. The first one is keep Parker parked. Know where Waterford's dynamic player, Parker Spencer, is at all times, okay? Because when he lines up on the ball, he might be inside, outside, the backfield, and also in special teams. Number 2, airtime. If Ledyard can't run the ball, can they advance with some kind of passing air game? They need to show some kind of quick pass game to make that happen. And then Calvinism. Ledyard must find a way to account for the absence of senior Calvin Casavant. Without him, it's going to be tough, but Colonels will step it up and they'll find a way. For Waterford, though, who's the quarterback? And after throwing nearly 200 yards in the season opener, Chase Nolda now is a receiver. So there's this young man, Lucas Razzacott. Can he lead the Lancers today? Secondly, the deans of discipline. We've known this throughout the year in the game that we saw before. Lancers have to avoid penalties and putting them in situations where they're not going to score. And lastly, can they runneth over? Because the big thing about Ledyard's running game is Lancers have to hold up against it. Can they do that? It'll be size versus might in this showdown tonight.
Those are your Rich's Auto Body keys to the game. Everyone wants their keys back fast, but you definitely want the job done right. Rich's Auto Body in New London, family owned and operated for 30 years, is the area's most trusted source for quality auto body work. Don't lose sleep over your auto body repairs. Rest easy knowing the job is in good hands with Rich's Auto Body. Welcome back to the Phillies pregame show. What's on the menu? There come the Ledyard Colonels. I talked to Coach Mike Siricchio on the field before the game, and I joked with him, and I said, what's the over-under on passes tonight? 1? -1? And he told me something very interesting. It's in your keys.
Yep.
He said, I fully expect we are going to have to throw the football tonight to win this game.
Yep.
And that means that they're going to have to determine, A, who throws the football. I think they know that. But then B, what are the situations and how do they set them up? Because unlike a Killingly, who prides themselves on run people over, Killingly has a full array of passing plays in an offense. Ledyard, out of that, they're not going to change formations. So they're throwing it out of that same formation. So they have to set up what plays they want to run to set up their pass when they do use it.
Yeah, definitely that's the key right there. And how to use it and what down, because you want to mix that up. You don't want to set up in 3rd and long where the defense could pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. Situations could be a first down run followed by a pass, or combine a pass with a run. Mixing it up will cause an opportunity for that defense to be playing on their heels and then chances for them to score. So, it's all about trying to get that single wing to be, diversified in the passing game, just enough to get first downs.
Here come the Waterford Lancers, and you see number 4 right there, Parker Spencer. He's the key for them, but you mentioned the change in quarterbacks, and I think that Coach Bunley was in a very difficult spot with this one because he's got a sophomore quarterback in Chase Nolda that he wants to develop. He knows that this is the kid that's going to, be a part of his, but Nolda's also a very, very good athlete, and when they didn't have some of the transfers materialize, when they suffered some injuries, suddenly they were a little thin at playmaking. And he had this other quarterback, Lucas Razzacott, a junior, who had taken reps. And the question he needed to ask himself was, what's the best utilization of my resources? And maybe this isn't really about if Rassicot's better than Nolda. It might be, is Rassicot at quarterback and Nolda at wide receiver a better option for me than Nolda at quarterback and another person at wide receiver? So this might be the best, and maybe Rassicot's skill set better suits what he's trying to do right now.
Yes.
Nolda's going to be a big-time starter for them, but right now in this moment, it might be about Rassicot.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a big key for today's game, because Rassicot is going to have different kinds of pressures, different kinds of look. But what the coach set up during the week for him to be consistent are the plays that he's going to go with. He's got to stick with the plan and utilize it, and hopefully that'll be effective for the offense.
That is your Phillies What's on the Menu pregame show. Big news as Phillies has opened a brand new location in Groton right across from the sub base in the coming weeks, so you want to get there for the ECC's favorite cheesesteak in that brand new spot. They're always hiring, so you want to get a part of the Phillies family, get and do that. Check them out at the patio at the Mohegan Sun Concert Series. The Phillies Phillies pregame show is always the hottest place to be, just like those cheesesteaks at Phillies. Captains are out there, which means it's time for the coin toss, brought to you by Dairy Queen. Game day is always looking for that sweet treats and those fabulous foods that can only be found at Dairy Queen locations in Groton, Taftville, and Pawcatuck. It is your go-to for the deliciousness. Don't think about the summertime and the blizzards. Now you're time to go to fall. We'll get ourselves some other goodins. Dairy Queen. Captains shaking hands, getting ready to be underway. We are moments away from our NFA kickoff. Ledyard very fired up. This is going to be a physical game. They, too, are going to be trying to overcome some injuries. Waterford really going to have to rally together. You see Captain A.K. Wilson right there in the middle with the sunglasses on his hat. He's communicating, and what a great leader that young man is, even out injured this week, taking on that leadership role. The Ledyard band filing in as well. We see it's going to be a big band night tonight. The Hall of Fame induction is this week, so they're the ceremony at halftime. Lots going on here at Ledyard. We'll be back with the opening kickoff and right after the national anthem.
Performing tonight's anthem, the Ledyard Colonel Marching Band.
Now that is a band right there, the Ledyard Band, and we are getting ready for kickoff here. If you live in eastern Connecticut, you belong at Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for all those who qualify. Engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org. As always, all your touchdowns this year brought to you by Great Wolf Lodge. You know, nothing makes a football family happier than a touchdown, and nothing will make your family happier than a trip to Great Wolf Lodge. Brand new location at Foxwoods Resort and Casino. It's the premium place for year-round entertainment. World famous indoor water park. They've got indoor adventure facilities, virtual reality rooms, quests for the kids. So many reasons to go howl at Great Wolf. Check out all their amazing rooms, reasonable prices, top-notch facilities, and make Great Wolf Lodge your go-to for family fun. Waterford will kick it off. Ledyard will have the first possession of the ball game. The kicker for Waterford, Jamison Barlow. Back deep for Ledyard will be Colin Rhodes. And the kick comes down instead and bounces in front of Jackson Favory. He is a good one. Watch his electricity as he gets to the outside. Cuts it back inside to the 30-yard line, and Ledyard will have a nice return. And the first possession of the game will go to the Colonels. Get ready for the ground attack. That was your NFA kickoff. So I can't call him the quarterback per se, but the two backs who will get the ball snapped directly to them will be number 8, Titus Streckfus, number 2, Jackson Favory, all under the guidance of number 32, Aiden Martinez Garcia. And if you haven't seen the feature on that young man,
great video,
it is worth watching. The young man overcame cancer as a child and has some hearing loss, and he has the blocking back in this Ledyard offense, something pretty special. And we get movement up front.
That's another thing about the ground game, Casey. If you can mix in a little cadence, you're going to have some chances to get 5 yards for free.
Lucas Borres, the linebacker, came up and got jumped off sides, and that's a young man who I believe just made his commitment to the Marine Corps. So congratulations to him. He'll be heading to the Marine Corps. But it's a 1st and 5 now for Ledyard in that short field. Direct snap, and crossing the 40-yard line is Favory, and he'll have the first down. And that's a good gain, and that's exactly what Ledyard does to you. And if you give that up, you're in for a long night.
Well, that was a great start, and an exclamation point to talk about what they're going to do through this game. That defensive line is a little bit soft there, and so if they attack down the middle, that might be favoring right now the Colonels.
Thin across the line right now is Waterford, and if you want to look at the Griswold blueprint on how they beat Ledyard, Waterford can match it, but they're one player short tonight. We'll talk about that in a moment. This time again to Favory, right over his center, breaks a tackle, crosses into Waterford territory over the 45 to the 43-yard line. Back-to-back runs from Jackson Favory.
Great physical run as he's behind his players. For defense, they really don't know who is that because the jerseys right now are covering them all up. Found a way to penetrate through and then go downhill, running physically. And right now it's going to be an awesome set of plays I see here right now coming across this team.
It starts in the middle. The Waterford knows, and right now it is Savion Dillon has got to get penetration, or else that play never, ever will be stopped. Snap, Streckfus. Much better job by Waterford, 3-yard gain. So what Griswold did, they had a big guy in the middle of the line, that they had a real hard time blocking. So gap to gap off of that nose caused Ledyard to have to run away from that play.
Right.
They did what everybody does, which is send the linebackers, and then they had Aiden Cutter out by himself, much like Parker Spencer. And Cutter was responsible for the one-on-one tackles when they ran outside or when they got to the outside of the formation. They get you one-on-one, and if you miss the tackle, it's a touchdown. It's
a really good philosophy. It's a very aggressive defensive philosophy that makes it high-risk run, and hopefully no play action can set that up.
Streckfus has it again, and a nice tackle by Borres as he got him just after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and 6. The key there, according to Coach Saricchio, was that Cutter didn't miss a tackle. So we had a bunch of times where our back is one-on-one with him, and he made the tackle flying sideline to sideline as that final stopper. That's what Spencer's responsibility is tonight. But if Waterford doesn't control the line just a little bit, it doesn't matter. You never get that chance. And this is their first opportunity here at 3rd and 6. Streckfus has it, rolls right, cuts it back inside, first down and to the 30-yard line. Spencer brought him down, and there's that tackle that Spencer needs to make, but not until after a first down from Streckfus.
The offensive line is doing a good job keeping their hands inside and maintaining on their blocks. By the time they're like 3 or 4 yards down the field with the defender, the running back Streckfus has great opportunities to cut wherever he needs to cut. Another first down for the Colonels, excuse me.
And one thing about Ledyard football games, they move fast.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them. They don't take a lot of time, but they are methodical, and they run. Favory back as the direct snap this time. Straight up the middle. good push from the offensive line, and he'll gain maybe 3.5, 4.
Jackson Favre on the carry.
Nothing fancy to it, but
Nope.
not easy to stop.
What's good about it is they can actually see the pressure coming in, as Waterford's just showing right now, and trying to hit those gaps quick. But the offensive line, even though they're kind of small in stature, they have a little bit of weight to them, and they're able to get inside technique, and those are the biggest keys of blocking. Is if you get inside chest plate, you could push, and those hands are in there. There's no holding. There's just molding. Like that
Nicely
one?
done.
That's right.
Well done.
Trying to get the hide going.
Just as long as there's no scolding.
There's no scolding on this one.
Ledyard taking its time, getting the play, letting the clock tick. Favre, and we got motion, a little jump on the right tackle for Ledyard, and that's the kind of thing. Waterford, you know, it's ironic, right? The first play of the game, they jumped for 5.
Yep.
Waterford's been the team penalized so much this year
Yeah.
that they really needed to clean it up, because they went through a part of their schedule where they could overcome those, but this is not a team that they can do that.
No, definitely not. No.
Similarly, Ledyard can't afford to be behind the chains.
Yeah, second and long are not the things you want to see in Ledyard's side offense, because that puts them in a situation where they're going to have either a great big run play or try to throw this ball.
Favre is the back. Well, at the direct snap. Little razzle-dazzle, and it ends up with Favre, and he's in for a touchdown. Jackson Favre into the end zone. Colonel's on top, 6-0, and that's a great Wolf Lodge touchdown. Different formation, or different run off the formation,
Yep.
and that little inside trap, I guess it would be, gets Favre free.
Just the way you called it, it's a connection. They're trying to get misreads right there from the backfield. Those linebackers were reading the backs and fell across. They actually bumped against each other with their read and gave that alley wide open right there for a touchdown.
Martinez Garcia in for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. 7:32 remaining in the first quarter. A successful drive from the Colonels. Watch this play, and you can tell me what exactly they're keying on.
But right now we have a guard that's kicking out. It's like a little power play on the inside with the lead back coming out there, and they had everybody matched up. The cutback was because the safety went over top instead of kind of going downhill in that play. So, great offensive series for the Colonels right now.
So they actually snapped it to Jackson Grimm, who then hands it to Favre as another back shoots off, and it's I guess there's probably multiple wrinkles you can make off of that play.
Since there's no quarterback that establishes all those plays as the mold or the hinge joint of the offense, you have your backs that are actually the ones that are going to call and which one's going to take it, and that's basically the handoff, the center to the back exchange in this offense.
It's time for another NFA kickoff, and then we'll let you know about Hyde Park Landscape on the other side of that. This Ledyard offense will not have a lot of Hyde Park cleanups tonight, the way they are efficient on offense, but they may have some defensively. It'll be Waterford's turn to have the ball. The very dangerous Parker Spencer stands at his own 20. We'll see if they kick it to him or if they send it over toward Yensel Echeverria instead. And we'll find out what Ledyard wants to do to try to isolate Spencer, the very dangerous return man. Kicking off is Dorian Green.
Well, the stands are packed here, Casey. They are rocking.
Green approaches, and it's a little squib kick, and Haffey falls on it at the 40-yard line. So Waterford will have its first possession of the game. Let me tell you about Hyde Park Landscape. Beautifying landscapes all over eastern Connecticut and beyond since 1980, offering quality landscape design, construction, maintenance, and lawn care. They provide a one-stop shop for all your landscape needs. So whether you're creating an outdoor living space or you just want help with your property, put their experience and integrity to work for you. Give a team at Hyde Park Landscape a call or check out hydeparklandscape.com. Every tackle for a loss or sack this year brought to you by Hyde Park Landscape. Waterford comes out looking to throw. Rassicott is your quarterback, and Omar Hernandez is the back to start this game. Rassicott to throw. Slings on a slant. Has a first down throw to Chase Nolda. So there it is. Nolda making his impact as a receiver, getting the throw from Rassicott. And by the way, just as a note to coaches out there, if you're going to make a quarterback change and move one of your quarterbacks to wide receiver, throw him the football
Yep.
On the first down.
On the first down.
First down. That's always a good way to say, you know what, you are a good wide receiver.
No, I think Rassicott looks really good. His posture, it looks like he's been coached well throughout the week. I know Dad's probably happy on the sidelines there.
4 receiver set for Waterford. Rassicott hands off to Hernandez, and Hernandez, through sheer force of will, gets to the 45-yard line. Name the movie in which the quarterback, Woody Harrelson, was moved to wide receiver and embraced his new role.
I'm going to sing it. This is for the Kings, better than diamond rings, the Wildcats. Football. That's right.
Very nice. Well done.
I love it.
And what was the quarterback's name?
Oh, boy. Hold on. Let's go right after this play.
All right. Rassicott stands right on the 50-yard line. Hernandez stands next to him. Rassicott to throw. Out pattern thrown and just out of the reach of his receiver. He was looking for Quinn Robinson. It's incomplete.
So I know Wesley Snipes was the quarterback of the team.
He was the running back.
They were the running back. Okay, so the quarterback. Boy, am I confused. Because all I can picture is Goldie Hawn right now when she was practicing.
I'll let you just. What was his nickname? Nickname was Bird.
Bird.
Bird was the quarterback. Famous actor, too, by the way.
Boy.
But I'll make you look that up on your own time.
Yeah, I'm going to look at a play on that.
3rd and 7 at the 45-yard line. Big play here for the Waterford offense. They need to answer the Ledyard opening score. They go draw instead. Hernandez, and a flag comes in, and that's usually where we get ourselves a hold, and that could back Waterford up. It'd be interesting, though, since he only gained a yard, do they take the hold? Do they decline it and make him face a 4th and 5? We'll find out.
That's a good situation on this field position right here. You can definitely.
I say you decline it. Right?
Yep,
like,
you called it.
I am on fire, Pasta.
It's because of the scenery. We've been getting beautiful scenery when the game starts, and that focal point of energy just comes right into your game plan. Boom.
Because I don't know anything about football. I was just guessing.
Un poquito.
I was guessing at that. So 4th down. Rassicott stands just outside his 50. Spencer is normally the
kick. We might see a pooch kick.
That's right. Spencer's normally the punter, but I think you're going to see that. No, they're going to go for it. He throws man wide open in the middle of the field. Giles inside the 10-yard line. Aiden Giles split the defense. Everyone thought it was the pooch kick.
Yeah.
But Rassicott made the throw.
Well, that's good. That's the deceptive thing about having an offense like this, to have a pooch kit plan. But you know what? It looked like he was going to roll out. As he looks, there's the receiver, the inside third receiver, wide open because the backer was trying to go after him, thinking he didn't have him coverage. Got to be disciplined on that play.
But a penalty flag for false start on the play.
This is what's been hurting him, Casey.
Oh, that is such a dagger. Now I think you're going to have to punt.
Yeah.
Oh, what a big play, negated, and this is what has been driving Waterford crazy. Now, Spencer is their normal punter. He is not in punt formation right now. As a matter of fact, he is not in the trip receivers either. They're sending the play in with Rassicott. Rassicott might be coming in to punt. We'll see. No, and he is. There's that pooch kick, middle of the field. Takes a Waterford bounce, rolls inside the 10 all the way. It's going to be all the way to the 5. So it works out from a field position standpoint.
What a special teams win right there. Oh, hold on a second. The whistle wasn't blown.
Let the official signal come. And it's a safety.
It's a safety.
All right.
What was he doing?
What happened was the punt hadn't been downed yet. The whistle hadn't blown, and the Ledyard young man picked it up and was in the end zone when he was tackled. We're going to have to take a look at this one again. I actually realized it from Parker Spencer on the sideline of Waterford, who was running on the field signaling safety.
Listen, we also always teach our players, surround the ball, and if anybody's coming in the way, you just block them off. Look what he tried to do there. Just try to take a quick steal, bobbled, and there it is. That's a costly play.
Jackson Grimm of Ledyard tried to pick the football up, and that's going to cost Ledyard 2 points. There was no reason. Now, if you touch the ball, Waterford touches the ball, it's down. But Ledyard, it's not down. I think he picked it up thinking it was down. The whistle had blown, and it hadn't yet. So
Coach is not happy there, but they'll regroup. That was just a lesson learned in that situation. You do not do that. We used to call it, a wonderful thing that Jimmy still says to this day. We yell poison Get away from it. No good. Back out of there. You shouldn't be around.
So now, now it's really all about pitching depth with a 7-2 lead here from. Oh, wait a minute, wrong sport. It's all about this possession now for Waterford because you just got a gift, right?
Yep.
You gave it away on the false start.
Now you're giving it back to them.
And now you got a gift again. So it starts with a good return. You should have the ball in Ledyard territory.
Yep. And
suddenly you went from looking at, a missed opportunity on offense. Now you really could capitalize on this mistake. So not the play that Coach Siricchio was looking for.
Very unique as we get to these autumn wins there, Casey. Very, very weird things are happening. Ooh.
Fantastic
and why not?
Fall feeling.
And this beautiful field. So there's always something tricky. We always said that when I coach here. Something's going to happen. And when it does, it'll be on favor. For whom, I don't know.
So Diego Rosario Gonzalez will punt it for Ledyard. They will go with the punt route. And he bangs a good one.
Beautiful punt. Spencer
takes it at his own 35-yard line. Middle of the field, and a great punt. I thought for sure they'd have it on the Ledyard side of things. That's a big punt, so Waterford will have it at their own 42-yard line.
That was great coverage. Those guys were running in their lanes and in their zones and making sure that once they get that defender corralled, they squeeze to the runner. Great technique, coach, right there. Now we got to see what Waterford can do with this momentum here. Kind of like a quick chess game. You think you were going to have great field position to get them there, and then you get 2 points out of it.
So it should be noted that while Spencer has been playing defensively and on specials, he is not on the field currently, nor was he on the first possession offensively for Waterford. So 4 receivers for the Lancers. Spencer is not one of them. Rassicot, however, shown the ability to throw the football. Play action. Zips has a receiver. Elijah Vaughn and Ja gets over midfield into Ledyard territory, or actually they'll put him right back at the 49 of Waterford. But that young man we saw against Stonington, stepped up late in the game,
big time,
had some receptions. So with Vaughn and Giles, they've got 2 very electric receivers as well. Those guys can both make plays. We know that they're going to send Quinn Robinson as a receiver. We saw him in along with Nolda. So they got 4 receivers on the field now. In motion, Robinson. He gets the bubble screen coming out of the backfield. And after a nice cut, will get about a half a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short with the ball just over midfield.
Just a little defense that I remember very nice. It was awesome. What they did was they saw the motion and they roll covered. So defense tries to complement by rolling an extra player to that side, and as that happens, you have now a flat defender that can cover that little kind of jaguar pass, they call it in college.
Third and 4. Ledyard in a 3-man front. Will Waterford try to run the football with Omar? They do. Cuts it and pushes forward for the first down. Omar Hernandez, nice run for the Lancers. They're in Ledyard territory, crossing the 45-yard line.
Omar's size and ability is really in favor of the offensive line, as he can scat in there and also get under tackles. When you try to tackle a running back, you want to get waist, hip technique, but when you have him with his upper body, that's the strength that's going to keep on pushing him forward.
Got a nice block from Cooper Myers, the sophomore guard, now playing after they have got 3 new offensive linemen, 2 sophomores on the starting offensive line tonight. Double bunch formation, stacked receivers far side and near side. Handoff up the middle, Hernandez, and he'll gain 4. Now is clearly trying to stretch the defense, make them get as wide as possible, and try to attack that 3-man front.
Yeah, definitely, and they're playing 2 shells, so those 2 safeties have to extend out there, and that leaves the middle wide open. So it might be something that these coaches bring, seeing in video, to see a formation like that and try to see if they could expose something in the middle. There's a lot of screens that have been screening, but haven't been successful screens.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of great screens this year, and I think high schools have tried to go to those bubble screens and those little flare screens, and they have not run them as successfully. I like the old school screen.
Yes.
The old school.
Running back?
Yes. Well, we saw a Fitch kid pick it off that,
Yeah. Great hands, huh?
Rassicot to throw. Has time. Deep ball. Airs it out. One-on-one coverage. Catch was made, but out of bounds. Aiden Giles went up and got it. He was defended well by Favory, and the sideline acted as the defender.
You got to love it because there's Coach Burdick in the corner. He saw that, and he likes the corners. The way he played him was inside out, made sure that he can use the sidelines as his favor, and that's why that ball was kind of thrown over the shoulder out of bounds. Coach Burdick gave him a pat on that one.
What I love is the evolution of football, right? So for years, good defensive coordinators taught defensive backs to use the sideline as their defender.
Yes.
So they played inside coverage. So the adaptation was good quarterbacks started dropping the ball in the bucket,
right,
and they used the sideline as a shield against the defensive player.
Yep.
I love the evolution of football. Omar goes in motion. Rassicot to throw. Pressured. Rolling right. He's going to keep it himself. Turns the corner and gets to the 40-yard line, making a little bit of a gain. We'll see where they finally mark him out at the 39, but it will bring up a 4th down and 5.
You know, we also got to say, too, Rassicot was a running back while he was helping his team. So when he's running the ball, he can turn into a good running back right there and get those positive yardage there. Yeah, we used to do drills back when I was coaching with Coach Cochran. We have a barrel, 25-yard marker. He had it spray painted, and that's what he had the quarterbacks work on for those fade routes that we used to love to throw when we saw those mismatches there. You know, so those are drills that I see actually, you know, with the offense that Waterford's portraying right now, it's called complementary routes. They're doing routes that are similar on both sides, giving Rassicot a good read and throw those balls so we can make some plays.
So I have a funny story. My phone rings the other day, and I look at it, and I see a number I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I answer. I go, hello. Person on the other end of the phone goes, Casey? I go, yeah. And they go, Casey, is that you? I go, yeah, it's me. He goes, is this Casey O'Neill? I went, yeah, coach. And he goes, oh, man. He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I was trying to call my son. You're my second favorite Casey. It was Coach Cochran.
That's it,
He called the wrong Casey. His son, of course, Casey Cochran. And I was like, well, Coach, while I got you want to talk for a little bit? And we did. We talked some football, and then I said, why don't you go call your favorite Casey now? And he did that, but it was great.
I love it. Yeah, Casey's doing good music. He's doing great things out there. I love that kid.
So Rassicot will stand in the deep formation. We've seen him kick and throw out of it. He's going to throw. Slant. Has his man complete. And I think we're seeing the emergence of Aiden Giles, the sophomore receiver, has made a couple of big plays, and he's clearly Rassicot's target.
Well, they use the half side field and long side field concept in which we could take that outside receiver. If you throw a good ball on the slant, it's going to be a good, safe throw because there's no under defender there. So, you know, he's doing pretty good for what I was expecting to be a little kind of nervous and everything. He's confident. He's running out there, getting the play. He's hustling back. Kind of old school football. No colors, no flags, no techniques, no waves. It's just straight good football here.
Giles down at the bottom of your screen. Trip receivers up to the top. Hand off to Haffey. Nice hole, nice run, close to a first down. Griffin Haffey with a big play, and I've been waiting to see a little more of him. If Hernandez is sort of the bruising back, we saw Haffey last year as a really nice change of pace back. Quickness, the kid runs hard in between the tackles. I like.
Good special teamer.
I like what we're seeing here. Haffey, obviously only a sophomore. I like what we're seeing from Waterford on this drive.
Nice little slash run play right there. He accelerates in the hole real fast.
2nd and 1, dangerous down and distance here for a defense. Everything is on the table for Waterford. Giles is down at the bottom of your screen. Twin receivers up top. Haffey stays in the game at running back, gets the hand. Flag comes down as he has a first down. That is usually in the area of a hold, and it is, in fact, a hold against Waterford. And that's going to take that 2nd and 1 and bring it all the way back. It's going to make it 2nd and long.
Yeah, the pulling guard right there was trying to get to the outside plate of that. It's a kick out, but Haffey tried to bounce it outside. And that's where you sometimes got to coach the kid and say, I know you're young, believe in the block. Get inside that guard tackle hole, and that would help out the play. But, got a holding, and it's going to affect them. Waterford not really good with those penalties, man.
Only a former offensive lineman could effectively blame the running back for the hold of the offensive lineman.
Yeah, sometimes how they run.
That
and Walter Payton would admit to that. I've seen some statistics where he actually says, if you run the wrong way, the lineman could get caught in a hold.
I love the loyalty there, brother. I love the loyalty.
To all my old linemen, God bless you.
Biggins forever. Zipped over the middle, through the hands of Robinson, incomplete. That one had a little mustard on it.
Yeah, he is really, I'm very happy to see like how he's coming about. We saw the warm-ups, and I was looking up here, and I'm like, you know what? He's throwing really nice, but there's no pressure. There's nothing going on. Right now, he's holding this offense to what he likes to have. I mean, right now, coach is giving him the leadership. He's going in there, hustling, making plays.
My final comment is, as the father of an offensive lineman,
yes,
he would appreciate the loyalty. So
yeah, we centers know how to always make sure we can
he'd
point
say,
the
I
finger.
never held if the back just ran the right
We're
way.
the only men that only can use one hand for 0.2 of a second before he can get the other hand back.
3rd down and 11. Twin receivers left. Rassicot pressured, steps up, throws off his back foot, incomplete in the area of Vaughn. But give Rassicot credit for showing some arm strength and getting out of trouble, and it'll at least give Waterford a 4th down chance.
If he would have just thrown a short pass there was no receivers there. That it could have been a penalty on him there. But you know, the receivers that was in the area for that strong throw, the umpires had to say, you know, that's not a penalty.
So 4th and 10 with the ball at the 27-yard line. I think it's just out of the range of Barlow, because it would be a 44-yard field goal, and I feel like that's, with a little bit of breeze tonight, might be just on the outskirts of his range.
And the way the flag's looking over there, there's no winds.
So they're going to go for it here on 4th and 11. Robinson and Giles down at the bottom of your screen. Rassicot to throw. He's looking left, now pressured, rolling right. No one in front of him. He's going to have the 1st down and more, and he heads out of bounds at the 10-yard line, looking very much like a quarterback, but there is a flag on the play.
Oh, my goodness. Where's the fabric softener?
And I think this one is going to be also against Waterford, probably for another hold or another block in the back on another big play. Time is off the clock here at the end of the 1st quarter, so we'll have the penalty enforced. Then the 1st quarter, I don't think they can figure out exactly what the call is here, talking it over. And we'll get what the actual call is here now. After the play was over, personal foul against Waterford. So it will be marked off from the spot, which is at the 10. We're at the end of the 1st quarter, so we will take a break. We'll be right back. 7-0 Ledyard, Waterford driving. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Injuries can happen anywhere, on the road, at work, and where you least expect it. When an injury knocks you down, the legal team at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is here to pick you up. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because their personal injury attorneys fight for your fair compensation so you can focus on recovery. After life's hardest hits, let their team of attorneys carry the ball for you. Contact Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney? You can have a team. 2nd quarter about to begin, fresh off of another Waterford penalty, and they have been their own worst enemy here on offense tonight. They feel like they should have multiple touchdowns. All they have is the 2 points off of a special teams safety. This last time, after a beautiful run from Rassicot to get them down to the 10-yard line, they get an unsportsmanlike penalty. Now they're backed up to the 25-yard line, but at least it's a 1st down if you're looking at it from Waterford's perspective. And because it happened after the 1st down, it's a dead ball foul, so it's 1st and 10.
Casey, you are on fire. You know a
yard.
little bit of football, brother. I'm sorry. Keep it up.
So really all they lose, and I put that in quotes, all they lose is yardage.
That's it.
On this one. Rassicot will throw. Rolls to his weak side, pressured, steps into a throw, and incomplete. Looking for Nolda, pressured on the play by Jackson Grimm, along with Giovanni Velez, and it goes incomplete.
That was a nice little delayed blitz. Giovanni waited till the connections of the defensive line were made, left a gap open, and he blitzed right through, causing disruption right there. It's a great effort by that defensive call right there. I think it was good. It was called for at the right time.
You look at the Ledyard defense, and they're not a big defense at all. They're actually pretty undersized. Coach Saricchio said the horses are coming, but they're not here yet.
Right.
He said we're young, and if you look at their roster, lots of freshmen, sophomores, very young Ledyard roster. So they are undersized right now, but they are coming. He said, he goes, get us now, because the next couple of years, he's like, we're going to have some size. 2nd down and 10. Rassicot to throw. In the flat it goes to Nolda, and Nolda holds on to the football. Gets to the 25-yard line. So after all that, it's really only a gain of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
One thing that I think Ledyard has been helping themselves with, and goes back, I love the odd front because you can utilize players small stature. I remember Papa Bunicor used to find the smallest guys to play the nose guard spot because they can really elude these guys. So what I'm saying is that mixing up some pinching, some slants, they're making themselves attack gaps instead of waiting, and that makes that defense more effective.
I told you, the first question you asked me if I want to play quarterback. When I said no, he said, you want to play nose?
You want to play nose guard? Yeah.
So I was like, wait a minute, those two don't seem the same.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see Waterford get back to running the football a little bit, take advantage of that odd front as well.
Definitely.
3rd and 8, though, they're going to throw the football. Nolda throws incomplete. Rassicot throws incomplete to Nolda.
To Nolda.
He was looking for Nolda in that little out route in the flat, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Yeah, I mean, you do have 2 running backs in the backfield. You can use that scheme and still have the quarterback run a lead or maybe run the counter just to add to the mix. But we don't know how much he's put in to have that package. You know, I just see that he's throwing good, safe passing packages, but we got to get that run game going.
One thing we don't have to do tonight is talk about out-of-town scores, because other than Bacon, New London tomorrow, very few teams are playing. It's a big bye week in the ECC.
Big bye week, yeah.
So all eyes are on this one tonight. Omar is in the backfield. Hernandez, trip receivers to the right, and we're going to get a timeout called by Ledyard. So Ledyard takes a timeout with just under 11 minutes. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. In football, execution matters. And in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against the big insurance companies. When the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. Contact Messier, Massad, and Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team? We're back, and a big 4th down play for Waterford with the ball at the Ledyard 28-yard line. Lancers have a 4th and 8. Vaughn down at the bottom of your screen. Trip receivers to the right. He's one-on-one at the bottom. Rassicot looking right. Over the middle, throws, and it's complete right at the sticks.
Pass is complete to Aiden Giles.
Aiden Giles, who is his go-to receiver, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. And Waterford will have it 1st and 10 with the ball right at the 15. So unquestionably, Giles is Rassicot's go-to guy, especially on those slants.
I think Coach has a good plan when it comes to half field, and short field, and long field here. As he had the long field, he knew that backer is not jamming that receiver, so it's an open route play that he's getting. You got to jam those receivers and kind of disrupt their routes. If you don't do that, it's just a pitch and catch day for the quarterback and the receivers.
That's like those old Michael Irvin wide side slants, those long slants that became so hard to defend. Physically, Giles is a tough receiver that way as well. 2 receivers on both sides of the field. Hernandez is the back. Low snap, handled well by Rassicot. Pressured, throws in the middle of the field, incomplete. A very dangerous throw by Rassicot as he was being pressured. That's never want to throw it away to the middle of the field.
We do have a flag on the field, so let's see what's up with that.
That's in the area of defensive holding, so we're going to see what the official has to say. They are marking this one. They're preparing to mark this one against Ledyard. And it is, in fact, defensive holding.
You are on fire. Yeah, we can't hold those guys, especially in a man-to-man principle. After 3 yards, I believe, is when you have to let go and play to the ball.
But isn't that just one of the hardest things in life, Pasta, to let go?
Yeah, it's hard to let go. I mean, right now, the other day, I was thinking about a Philly cheesesteak. Can't let that go.
We'll bring up
First and three. We don't hear that one a lot. First and 3 with the ball marked inside the 10 now. Same formation for the Lancers. Motion now. Keeper from Rassicot. Big hole up the middle. Touchdown, Lancers. Lucas Rassicot. Great designed play, and that air is a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown, and the Lancers take an 8-7 lead.
Man, that was awesome. We were talking about it. Can they incorporate some plays with them? Yes, they did. Coach realized when you have 5 men in the box on that odd front, you have to have those linebackers on the outside compress in and respect the run. They didn't. Ran a nice little ISO play inside for a touchdown.
Interesting. Extra point, not 2-point conversion here. Barlow comes in for the extra point. I would have thought they would have gone for 2 with that odd number off the safety. Good snap. Hold is up. Kick is up, and it is good. And that's going to give Waterford a 9-7 lead, which, again, is of interest to me because but let's watch the touchdown instead.
Again, you know, they're not really keying on him. It's all down block, a kick out by the guard, and a beautiful hole right there. That's that QB trap with an ISO lead.
Again, Cooper
Nice.
Myers, the sophomore, 74 there. That was a great block as he pulled and sealed off that inside.
Whatever they did with the offensive lines, Casey, it shows that they're doing right. That was great blocking scheme there. Again, simple plays. You know, pass pattern routes are simple, running plays simple. It's giving Rassicot that confidence to go in there and make plays. Great effort and a great drive for the Lancers here.
So it's time for another NFA kickoff, and Barlow will let it fly for Waterford. Again, though, I'm a little surprised. I know it's early, and sometimes they say just kick the extra point, stop worrying about going for 2, but there's really no upside to going for the extra point there. You might as well go for 2. And keep
there is a mathematical concept. We have a sheet
Yep.
that tells us how to do 2s by 2s. You know, it's a scenario that we have as a coaching staff. Coach would have it with him, and then all the assistant coaches would have it to make sure they can make the right decision there. So who knows? They might not have the card. We might have to send them a Hallmark glove.
Maybe the card told them to go for the extra point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Barlow with the kickoff. Line drive bounces at the 30. Taken straight up the middle of the field. And a nice return, still on his feet, Giovanni Velez, almost to midfield.
Giovanni looking like a small version of Alscott, the way he has that neck roll there. He was confident shooting the gap right there, and it was good blocking by the special teamers right there. Puts him in good field position, right?
Of note, Ledyard hasn't had the ball in quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while. Let's see
Waterford
what happens.
Drove the field, punted it, got the safety, drove the field, had some penalties, quarter change, drove the field some more. So Ledyard hasn't had the football in quite a while. Let's see how they come back out here after they're down for the first time, 9-7. They're going to have Favory as the snapback, if you will. That's what I'm going to refer to him as.
Yep.
The snapback, which is the term I am using for who is getting the ball snapped to them.
If I was the coach, he'd be the sergeant.
Favory has like to go up the middle, and we got a false start. The guard tried to get out of there. Jack Gallagher tried to pull, and it was just a half a tick too quick. A tick too quick.
A tick too quick on that. Yeah, it's a half sec because the center exchange right there has different timings. He was just trying to make that move to get advantage of the players, and that's how this offense works. It really wants to off-balance, outnumber, and sometimes in their formations, you might not see it, Casey, but they still use unbalance. They did it a couple times. I'm not going to let you, and I'm not going to tell you when, but when you see it, you'll understand why.
1st and 15, back into their own territory now. Direct snap this time. Goes to Favory outside. Favory breaks a tackle. Favory's in the open. Favory, one man to beat. Cuts back inside, still on his feet. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Jackson Favory. And just like that, the Colonels answer with a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
That was a Pastadamus moment there, Casey, as you could see, and I call it the unbalance when it's not known is a very lethal play. You got an extra player there. There was a guard tight end on the backside, and when he pulled, he was the extra player, but they had everybody blocked. Great effort there.
Extra point coming from Martinez Garcia. Out of the hold of Michael Power. It is up, And it is good. And back in the lead, Ledyard on top, 14-9. Pasta, you're going to have to walk us through what we saw here and what Favory saw on this play.
A defensive alignment is when you see an unbalance. They had 3 linemen together on one side, and they blocked down and they kicked out like their normal blocking routine, but you have the extra player on that side, and Waterford wasn't ready. They should have shifted. This is what I call, this is on the coaches. When you're watching the game, there's assigned coaches to say, there's an unbalance. You have to be ready and alert to get that defense to call unbalance so they could balance it out. They didn't, and the Colonel scored easily on that play.
So Ledyard, who we had talked about being the Honda Civic, showing a little Maserati these last 2 drives.
Right.
And Waterford, who I described as the Maserati, has been a little bit more like a, I don't know, maybe like a gremlin?
Like a gremlin.
1980s gremlin,
Yeah.
because they've been like going backwards, forwards, inside,
Yeah.
outside. But 14-9, Waterford will get the ball with a lot of time and right back on the field. So I would maintain the Ledyard offense still hasn't been on the field very much.
Not a lot. And, you know, that's what you want Waterford to do. But if they're scoring off a couple of plays, guess what? Piece of cake.
The Ledyard cheerleaders doing the push-ups, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Some of the form, I'm not going to say
No.
not ideal. Squib kick falling on the NFA kickoff. Was fallen on by Robinson. So Quinn Robinson dumps on it, and it'll become 1st and 10. Lancers at the 38-yard line. So Waterford, fresh off a touchdown of their own, now has their possession, as Ledyard has really dominated.
Is that brother down there? What's down there on the sideline still?
Kenny D.
Oh, man. Gotta love that brother. Great guy. Still holds the record, I hold. It was 70 feet in the air when he threw that flag.
Giles splits way wide right. Twin receivers on the short side of the field. Hernandez in the backfield with Rassicott. Rassicott to throw, looking to the short side of the field. Deep ball, airs it out. In stride, just overthrows Elijah Vaughn. And really good coverage on the play from Ledyard. Connor Neiman running stride for stride.
Yeah, that was great. Once you have that matchup and you're racing side by side, have your hand on the inside thigh board or right by the waistline so that you can see him running. And then focus on his eyes, because once his eyes start to brighten up, that means that ball's getting close and you can make a play on it. The only person I didn't see him do that was Randy Moss. It was phenomenal.
I've also heard some wide receivers who say they try to fool you and they go wide-eyed and thinking that the DB will turn and they keep going.
Yeah, especially the out and ups. There's that trip formation before.
2nd and 10. Rassicott to throw again, this time rolling right. Rolling. Pointing out he wants a block from his wide receiver. Nolda gets it, and he's going to get about, we'll call it 5, so bring up 3rd and long for Waterford. He gave the point to his young sophomore wide receiver, said, block that guy right there.
2nd down.
4
So
minutes.
that's it. The Ledyard offense has been on the field for only not even 5 minutes. 4:52, and they keep scoring almost too quickly. Will this, affect them late? Will it affect the Ledyard defense late, as they've had to spend so much time on the field? 3rd and 7. Rassicott quickly throws high and incomplete. Overshot Giles, who was short of the 1st down as it is. And I think Waterford is going to have to punt it away because they are, sort of on the wrong side of things here.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about with the inexperience and plays and timing. You can't do this and put your defense back out there after, an offensive series only took 2 plays. So I can say they probably are healthy to go. But again, this miscues right now is causing that offense to really sputter.
This could be a play. This could be a pooch, and I think Ledyard is going to call a timeout. They are, because they were not prepared for what either could be. So we're going to take a quick timeout ourselves. We'll be right back. 4th down, Waterford. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
It's spooky season. Friday night fall in New England on the campus of Ledyard High School. Beautiful sunset behind the lights here. And Waterford with a 4th and 7 runs out of this formation where they can punt out of it. They can run a play out of it. Rassicott pooched it twice. He'll pooch it again with no one back to receive. That takes another great Waterford bounce. No Ledyard player is going to go near this one.
Poison!
That ball is poison. BBD themselves could not have made that thing. So Ledyard will have the ball very quickly. The defense does a great job holding Waterford. Ledyard, right off of that big-time run from Favry, gets it right back at the 22-yard line, up 14-9.
I love what coach is calling on defense. He's mixing it up with those slants and max blitzes and stuff to make that the quarterback try to throw the ball.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Favry and Grimm. Favry runs to the short side, cuts it inside. And a nice tackle flowing to the football
Jackson Favry on the carry.
was Avery Bonowitz and holds it to a 1-yard gain.
On the tackle for Waterford, gain of 2 on the play, second down.
The linebackers have to play it cloudy to clear, scrape across, because if you over pursue it, that cut back, they want it, and that'll take them to the backside.
2nd and 9. Ledyard taking their time, same formation, Grimm and Favry as the two main backs. The blocking back, Aiden Martinez Garcia, number 32, is the third back we see. Favry gets it, rolling right, pursued. And check that, that's Grimm. And Grimm was nicely pursued and brought down by Alex Dijak right behind the line of scrimmage. So that right there is our first Hyde Park cleanup.
You got it.
You know, sometimes you have to wait for it.
Gotta
You
be
have to be patient.
Yeah,
And,
gotta let it grow.
and if you haven't been patient with your lawn, you want to call Hyde Park Landscape and get yourself a fall cleanup. 3rd and 10. Now, I don't see number 8, Streckfus, in the game. He is the guy I would have predicted to throw the football. So the question is, do they just run twice out of this? Do they throw out of it? Let's find out what Ledyard does. Direct snap. They do this. They go Favry off to the races and drag down a beautiful tackle from Echeverria, but not until a big gain by Jackson Favry.
Boom! Right to the inside right there. Great blocking scheme by the line. Gave him a beautiful little wave. It's like a surfer going right through the tube. Once he got through there, he was off to the races.
Great angle from Echeverria, or else that was a Favry touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. Man, 3rd and long, thinking it was going to have a crucial 2 play. You just called the case. Yeah, just do it one time. Let's get the first down, keep it moving.
So a big first down for the Colonels with 7 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the half. They're on top, 14-9. This time it's Grimm, and that play was Grimm as Waterford timed it right, rallied to the football, and got there being led by their linebacker. Getting there first was Dodani.
Yeah, Dodani's been playing both ways. You know, that's the thing about when you have injured players. Your players that are good players have to become now the Iron Man players. Step into the plate and play those positions and be physical. So, you know, I hope there's great conditioning. We're in the season right now where everybody should be in good condition to play this game for 4 quarters, but you never know.
There's nothing more frustrating than a 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, knowing they're going to run the football, snapping it to the guy, and not being able to stop it. That is so frustrating. There's the play we saw before, but that ball's loose. And heads up on the play, Colin Rhodes fell on it, and that's a big loss for the Colonels, almost all the way back to midfield.
You can't hide that, brother.
Flag on the play. We got an injured player. We're going to help him off the field. He's going to come off on his own. That's Rhodes.
Yeah.
And so while he heads out, it's going to bring up 3rd and 20. That is not a play and down and distance that Ledyard normally has.
No.
Now that play, because it was broke, what happened there was it never got started correctly. It was mishandled, and sometimes we mishandle our lawns. And when we do that, we need help from the experts. We got to call Hyde Park Landscape for a Hyde Park cleanup.
That was a good one.
3rd and 20. Ball all the way back to the 46-yard line of Waterford. Ledyard will let the clock tick down. Favry in the backfield with Grimm. Snap. Favry has it. Heading towards the first down. He got 18 of the 20. That was Streckfus. Check that.
So Casey, this is what I was talking about, why linemen, you have to blame the running backs for holding. What Streckfus did was what he should be doing, running right there behind him, and as he puts his hands on the back, I used to love when Shea would push my back and tell me, hey, get this guy coming. I can immediately engage in that guy, and I know where my running back's going to run. That's the kind of attitude that just makes those first downs easy. 17-yard
gain from Titus Streckfus gives Ledyard a 4th and 2. Ball is going to be marked right at the 31-yard line. They need to get to the 29. And a first down, Streckfus as he crosses the 30 to the 25-yard line. Chains will move. So good running by Titus Streckfus. And now he'll come off and Favry will come back in. So Favry's been the big runner for the game. Streckfus was the guy who is the throwing threat, but also getting back healthy. The young sophomore doing a nice job, Titus Streckfus. So now Favry is back, ball at the 25-yard line.
What a good offensive series as they've been munching the clock right now with this set.
Favry runs left. Flag on the play. That's going to be a hold against Ledyard. And it's funny, nothing has stopped this Ledyard running game. They've had some broken plays for losses. They've had some tackles for losses. Now they're going to have a penalty here. Nothing's been able to stop them, especially when Favry runs the football.
You have one team where they make penalties just because of their inexperience and maybe sometimes the techniques and timing, while the other one is just hurting themselves. When Coach says you're hurting yourselves, you got to realize that you have to play better football and make those mistakes go away.
Clock running, and it stopped at 4:09, so we'll be under 4 minutes by the time this play goes off as the referee winds the clock. I'm not exactly sure it's been a well-played first half, but it has been a very interesting first half.
Yes, indeed.
And we're going to get a false start against Ledyard, I believe.
Flag on the play.
And we are. So that is going to back them up another 5. So it was 1st and 20. Now it's going to be 1st and 25. If Waterford can find a way to make a stop here, they have a chance to get the football back in position near the end of the first half. But I think Ledyard's going to take as much air out of it. I think this is the last possession of the half if Ledyard has their way.
Definitely.
I think Waterford will call a timeout, though, if they get a stop here. Favry gets to the second level, breaks a tackle. 3, 4, 5 Lancers. And almost all of the penalty yardage gotten there on first down in a Herculean effort from Jackson Favry.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way through, and that cutback behind that A-B gap backside was open. The single wing with dark jerseys, it just doesn't seem fair sometimes. It's a very aggressive offense, but it has a concept of deceptiveness. And then you have momentum by having this clock control that adds into it. It's really good.
We'll take a look at that one again, get a good understanding of how much of an effort this was from Favre.
As the linemen engage to their blocks, they're just firing off with the backside guard pulling up. It's just a G scheme, and that double team works it out. And he has a nice little cutback lane because those linemen, when they stay down blocking, they're moving and they're keeping their bodies going, sealing the deal.
2nd and 13. Nice tackle made by Haffey as he came up and wrapped Favre. And like I thought, we're going to see a timeout from Waterford as it's going to be 3rd and long for Ledyard, and they want to try to get this ball back with 2:35 remaining. So we're going to keep it here for the moment because we are 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from the Waterford Dental halftime show. At halftime tonight, it's a little bit of an extended halftime because here at Ledyard High School is the Hall of Fame induction and the band.
Yeah.
So my understanding, Peter Wappy, is that we will do a feature, do our 3 pounds of pasta, possibly have the band live depending on when they go on, and then do our second feature before we head out. So we're gonna be playing it a little bit by ear based on what's going on in the field. Is that fair? All right.
Said thumbs up. Like, I got it.
Thumbs up for
What a
Peter
team.
Wappy.
We like a wishbone team, you know that? And our coaching staff has that multiple, viable finesse.
I do love a wishbone.
You know, like Nebraska
well,
wishbone.
Well, usually means there's a turkey.
Yeah, there's a turkey coming.
3rd down, big play for the Waterford defense. Snap to Favre. Patient running. Waterford does a great job of tackling.
Good job there. Yeah, definitely.
Borez and Parker Spencer, high and low on Favre. It's going to be 4th and 6. Waterford will take a timeout with 2:28 remaining. And while this is the reason why this is a dangerous timeout, Waterford's gambling. I don't think Ledyard's going to punt this football. Ledyard's going to go for it. So if Waterford holds them, they end up getting the ball at the 20-yard line with a whole field to go.
Yeah.
And if they don't hold them, they will have effectively given them time to run the plays to get them. Because don't forget, Ledyard had to call 2 timeouts because of basically blown defensive assignments.
Yeah, well, some key reads that they saw was not conducive to the defense that they had. There's definitely a thing there, but who knows? This is the risk and rewards that you get off of this kind of week and season that you know you have to take those risks and see what the results can be.
Everybody on planet Earth and 6 people on Mars are expecting Jackson Favre to get this direct snap right now. Will Mike Saricchio, A, say, yeah, stop it, B, say, chicanery, or C, will Waterford step it up? Direct snap to Favre. And he's going to have the 1st down.
Wow.
Nothing fancy, just effective.
That offensive line right now is just very happy with what they're reading because that's what they've been assigned to do. A solid double team with the technique that they had there, followed by a backer pickup, you know, letting them just run inside, and he's galloping into these little gaps that you're gaining 1 or 2 yards a pop.
Got the ball all the way to the 13-yard line. So with 2 minutes remaining here in the half, Ledyard's going to try to score and not give Waterford any time. Grimm on the trap, gets inside the 5, ball fumbled. That looks like Waterford fell on it. Let's see what the officials come up with. Did Ledyard get it back or did Waterford recover the fumble?
I think he might be marked with his knee down as the referee up top is making that kind of call. Let's see what happens here. Looked like when he cut back, he fell down, and then there was a pop. But, you know, that's an R angle. On the opposite side, it could have been popped out before he fell down. So we'll see what the judges say here. Oh, yep. We got the ball. That's what the linemen are saying. I love it. We got it back. We're going to huddle up.
So they're going to say that he was down
inside
the 5-yard line. Where will they eventually spot it?
Result of the play is a Colonel's
looks to be right at the 2.
Yeah.
From the 2.
So 1st and goal from the 2 for Ledyard. And Ledyard's going to take their time. Minute and a half remaining here before halftime. The anticipation.
Waiting for that back judge to raise his hands.
Direct snap, Grimm waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown.
That's a real good drive for the Colonels right here.
Jackson Grimm, that's no fairy tale. That's a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. Big score with 1:07 remaining, puts the Colonels on top 20-9.
You know, it might be too early to say this, but this is the kind of offense that if you run this down, it really punches the spirit of the defense and really puts them in a situation where they're going to have to go all out in second half and try to stop this offense.
Extra point is up, and it is good. And with 1:07 remaining, Ledyard 21, Waterford 9. The Lancers will have a minute and change left, but let's look at the simple blocking scheme and the effectiveness here with Grimm.
The work of the double team between the center guard tackle, those guys got those guys under their pads and lifting them up in the air. Free walking, his teammate gave him a hug and welcomed him into the end zone, which will be something to talk about down years road. You know, good job by the offensive line in that series. Lots of props to them guys.
So now we turn it back over to Parker, Spencer, and Echeverria, because if they do kick it deep, a good return would make it interesting with a minute left here in the half. Now, Dorian Green, the kicker for Ledyard, has squibbed twice in a row. And we'll see if that's what they do. But great job by the cheerleaders. Now,
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Some of you are not putting in the work right here.
Where I'm waving, where I'm at. See, I'm waving my hands out there. Mir Casey, way up top in the upper deck.
So let's see what Ledyard does on the kick. I don't think they're going to give Spencer a chance here. Nope, it's punched into the middle and fallen on at the 36-yard line. So good field position for Waterford. No time comes off the clock. Minute and 6 remaining. Can Waterford figure out a way to get one in before halftime? Ledyard is going to play prevent.
Yeah, and you don't have to change anything about the dynamics of prevent defense to that. No personnel. You got your 3 down linemen. You're going to have your outside linebackers flex out a little bit more, but keep everything in front of them. That's why. The DBs will probably be 4 cross. It's all based on the situation right now.
Nolda and Vaughn down at the bottom of the screen.
There's an empty backfield there, Case. Look at that, new formation.
Trip receivers up top. Rassicott going to throw, looking to the far side. And beautifully defended by Dorian Green.
Awesome.
Textbook defensive back there. Got his left hand right up snug and let the right hand come in, knock it away.
Yeah, what's good about that defense there, it's when you see the trips, they call it kind of a solo. Leaves the backside corner by himself, but there's a backer that's going to help him under there. On the opposite side, the safety can kick over, and then that outside linebacker doesn't have to be a deep guy. He could just play the flats just like he did right there, so that was a good coverage for those pass routes being covered.
2nd down and 10. Empty backfield, same formation. This time, Rassicott looking at the bottom of the screen. Rassicott steps up, steps through. Trying to break a tackle, and he can't do it. He'll be tackled just behind the line of scrimmage. Getting there was Streckvis, and Streckvis brought down. That's a sack. We'll get a timeout, and that's a Hyde Park cleanup. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Lancers. I mean, Waterford, if they don't get the first down, I mean, they're in a position where they may have to punt it away.
Yeah.
And at least play defense for a couple plays.
Yeah, no times for both teams right here. So this situation is just open clock. Once if he runs the ball, they'll get an opportunity to probably get it really down and low and then not give the ball back to the Colonels. But
I asked Peter Wappy before the game, what game, give me any score with not putting either team over 50 points, but
Yep.
so give me any score that's not possible tonight, because I was that unsure of things.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think a shutout in either direction.
No, me neither.
Other than that, I mean, this has been a game that could be a lot of different scores right now.
Mm-hmm.
Waterford feels like they're a play or two away from a very efficient offense. They just haven't been able to figure it out yet. Rassicot rolls, throws, complete to Nolda for a first down, and out of bounds. Chase Nolda in Ledyard territory. Big play for the Lancer offense.
Yeah, right there. You can see the defense is tiring out, so coach got a fresh 3 down linemen going back in to try to get to that quarterback, as he had plenty of time, and then he made that decision to go and roll out and run it.
Give Nolda the heads up for getting out of bounds as well. 62 yards in penalties, now 67 yards. It's been a sort of sloppy game, but teams seem to be settling in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Waterford in Ledyard territory, 43 seconds remaining in the half. Rassicot, deep ball, looking for Vaughn, double covered, and
I love it.
ultimately
I love it.
it was defended brilliantly by Colin Rhodes.
For Elijah Vaughn.
Vaughn had a step. If that ball
Yeah.
had been thrown another 15 yards, it would have probably been a touchdown.
Was it Colin or was it Connor? Connor Neiman, 26, right?
20.
Yeah. These jerseys, boy. You know what? I told my mom, I said, I might have Cadillacs in my eyes. She says, what is that? I said, isn't that where you have eyes covered and stuff like that? She goes, no, honey, it's cataracts. I was like, oh, my God. There goes my automotive career.
So you take a look down there now.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Casey, thank you for letting me refocus on these transition lenses. Yeah.
Second down, 37 seconds remaining in the half. Rassicot with twin receivers in the stack formation. Hernandez goes in motion. Rassicot, deep ball, almost intercepted, knocked down by Jackson Robert, and there was no receiver in the area. Somebody zigged when the quarterback thought they were going to zag.
Yeah, I think there was supposed to be a quick curl route from the outside receiver there as they ran a flat with the fullback, and he didn't run that route. That's where Rassicot was expecting him to be.
I think if the Lancers were to send 2 receivers on the short side deep and roll Rassicot to the short side, they might be able to get a first down with his legs.
Yes.
Because there's they're playing single coverage down at the bottom. I think he could get a block if they could just seal the linebacker. I think Rassicot could do some damage in the wide side of the field. But now they're going to do a different formation and run trips to the bottom. Rassicot does roll to that side. Looking, throws, has a man open. It's Nolda. An unbelievable one-handed catch, but he was out of bounds. What an athletic play by Nolda, but he had just sneaked out of bounds when Rassicot tried to get him, and he was open.
Yeah, Rassicot didn't read through his progressions. Coach will teach him. That was a great film to look at in that play because the second receiver was left wide open. And he could have just thrown to him a little bit earlier, and that would have been a big play, first down. Honestly, I would call the play again because the defense didn't really adjust to that.
23 seconds remaining in the half. Waterford's going to go for it here with the ball at the Ledyard 48. If they don't get it, midfield is a scary spot for the Ledyard offense to take over with 23 seconds remaining.
Yeah, because they might pass the ball. Psych! I got you on that one.
Don't laugh. They might.
They might. You never know.
That would be the time I might do it too. Waterford, on the other hand, thinks if they can get a first down, there's still hopes of scoring here at the end of the half. Rassicot throws it, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Quinn Robinson. Out of bounds, just outside of his reach. Ledyard will take over on downs with 18 seconds remaining. And I think if Coach Siricchio is going to pull one of those plays out where they throw the ball, now might be the time.
They're going to run wing, single wing formation, victory. Take the knee, be safe, and go in here. Yep.
The fact that the coaches are all heading out of the press box is a good indication that they're not running a play.
Yep, and there's the victory.
You knew that one coming. You saw the coaches were leaving the press box.
Because they did the signal right there on the bottom. You got to keep those sidelines. You know, when I used to watch the coaches on the opposite side of the field, I would find those little signals to help out.
We are at the Waterford Dental Health halftime show. We're going to take it away for a feature. We'll be back at some point for 3 pounds of pasta.
Yes, sir.
It's the Ledyard Band on the field and the Ledyard Hall of Fame induction happening as well. 21-9, Colonels up at half. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Aiden Martinez Garcia is our blocking back. The blocking back is the quarterback of our offense, the field general, the communicator, play caller, and so like if you talk to, single wing appreciators, they will tell you that the blocking back is the hardest position to find.
It requires me to be loud. It requires me to make sure everybody's on the same page, but it also requires somebody who's willing to hit. You have to be able to hit and hit hard and aggressive.
So when Aiden was young, he had liver cancer, and long story short, that impacted his hearing.
I don't remember anything. It's all been stories from my parents, a lot of time in the hospital. But it ended up with me having hearing loss from chemotherapy. So my whole life, I've grown up with hearing aids, and throughout preschool, elementary school, middle school, now to high school, I've had to navigate life with a hearing loss. So especially in elementary school, I had to have like special modifications to classes and stuff in order for me to be able to hear. But it hasn't changed my life in enough of a way where it's not what somebody would call not normal.
When the whistle blows, he can't really hear it, so we have to make sure that he has either a signal or a verbal cue. Sometimes other teams get upset because he's blocking through the whistle. He's just blocking and doesn't know the play's over yet,
There's been times where I hear the wrong thing, but I've always relied on my teammates. Like when we're on the field and we're going no huddle, sometimes I ask my teammates, hey, is this the play we're running? And I've always kind of leaned on my teammates to help me. It's not just for me, but it's for everybody too. It's kind of the family mentality you want to have in a football team.
To overcome that, and then he found football late, and so we didn't get to know Aiden until his sophomore year because he was a soccer guy previously. All things considered, that would be enough for a lot of kids to kind of just pack it in, but he's taken the opposite tack. He's a kid that takes every day truly as though it could be his last, and he squeezes the juice out of every single day, every single practice, every single minute.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
There is a voice on the wind, a whisper in the tide. The sea is a giver of life and the taker of souls. Some say the sirens sing only for the lost, that their voices are a beacon or a curse. But the sea calls to all of us. Those who leave may never return, but those who do carry the ocean in their soul forever. The sea gives, the sea takes, the sea calls.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Ledyard Colonel Marching Band.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Alex is a godsend to have. He's a very cerebral leader, but he's also loud and makes sure his presence is known.
Physicality, do your job. Pack defense, baby.
My sister, I learned a lot from my sister. She was really loud growing up. She did swimming, but she was a really good D1 athlete, and she told me, always bring your teammates up, never put your teammates down, always be talking to everybody. And this year, like, a lot of people have down energy sometimes. I mean, we're coming to practice, you get an algebra 2, you're down, you gotta just lift them up. And I really think that's how my voice affects the teammates, is just lifting them up, absolutely bringing that aggression, getting the guys going, being happy for practice, and getting hyped up for games.
It's vitally important. You know, your coach can't be your energy. We can't go out there and play those games for you. You know what I mean? Just like you need to have a hype man if you're a performer, you need a hype man if you're on the field. You need someone that's going to give people energy, be that heartbeat for your defense, for your crew, and you know, Dijak does a really good job of that.
We installed this new thing called pack mentality. Basically, it's a motto that we live by, eat by, and die by. And we make sure everybody on the defense is going to do their 100%, do their physicality. Say you screw up and you make a mistake, we are always holding each other accountable, not talking down, and making sure a lot of the leadership with me, seniors, captains, making sure that we've had none of that negative energy we've had in past years.
We're trying to make it a thing for us because, you know, we had that mentality when at my last location, and we're trying to do that now. You know, Streck and Kinger are defensive guys, so you know, really trying to hang our hats on that defense, win championships.
I've really been taking my academic life very serious. I mean, over the summer, I'd come from an internship. It was a pharmaceutical internship at Biohaven Pharmaceuticals. Coach Hill knows I'd have all my dress clothes. I'd come here, change, get ready. I'd get a key. I'd be a little late, but I'd really make sure that academics and football are the two biggest things in my life. Hopefully I can play in college, go pre-med. I really want to become a doctor, yeah.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Alexa, and we're here at Paul's Pasta Shop in Groton. It's halftime at the game, and it's time for
3 pounds of pasta. Come see us after the game to refuel with one of our signature dishes.
All right, we are back at the Waterford Dental Health halftime show, which means it is time for everyone's favorite halftime segment, 3 pounds of pasta, brought to you, of course, by Paul's Pasta Shop in Groton. Now, just want to give a quick shout-out to what's going on the field. Ledyard's Hall of Fame class is being inducted, so congratulations to all the Hall of Famers. And I also want to give a shout-out to the Ledyard band and just say you are a proper band.
Well done.
That is well done. We were very impressed.
I salute you.
Absolutely. Proper band, Ledyard. Nicely done. All right. Another time for another quiz because last time we were at Waterford, we did Parker. This time we're at Ledyard, so it's going to be about kernels.
Ooh,
okay, now, Peter, you have pretty much thumped pasta in these things, so I am going to let pasta choose kernels 1 or kernels 2.
I'll go with kernels 1.
All right, kernels 1. This is a 5-question quiz about famous, fictitious kernels.
Ooh.
All right, number 1. Already famous in literature, Marlon Brando made him famous on the screen in Apocalypse Now.
Colonel Mustard?
That is incorrect. Peter, you might steal.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Peter.
Colonel Sanders?
That is Colonel Kurtz. Nicely done. Both of you should
Now
be
you should be
ashamed of
thinking
yourself.
of chicken.
Mr. Lisnowski is rolling over in his grave.
Yes, I know, I'm sorry.
Mr. Teropoulos is rolling over in his grave.
I'm sorry.
Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad, come on. All right.
He said Marlon Brando. All they think it was Godfather. Oh.
Round 2, Pasta.
Here we go.
Made famous on the screen, he loves it when a plan comes together.
Man, you make Alex Trebek really.
He loves it when a plan comes together.
Gomer Pyle. I mean, Colonel, and it starts with a Colonel, right?
Yes.
Colonel Klink.
All right. Peter, would you like to steal?
Colonel Ledyard.
That is Hannibal Smith of the A-Team. Colonel Hannibal Smith.
Ah, that's right.
I love it when a plan comes together. George Papard. Now, I will say, by the way, Colonel Klink of Hogan's Heroes did not make this quiz, though he was in the running.
Yeah, man.
Instead, I chose this one.
Colonel said I'd
Pasta.
game. Good, we got it.
Made famous on the screen for overseeing a wacky group of doctors in the Korean War.
Oh, boy. It was MASH.
That's correct.
Boom. And I got to say the name, Colonel.
Yes, Colonel.
He used to dress into different outfits. Colonel.
No, that's Klinger, and that's not correct.
Okay, so Colonel, and it's Colonel. Ooh. Oh my God.
Peter, would you like to steal?
Go for it, Peter.
No. Colonel Potter, Sherman T. Potter.
Sherman T. Potter. Like
All
a
right,
tank.
I'm feeling comfortable about the next two for you, though.
All right, help me out because I'm.
Number 4, made famous because it's finger licking good.
Guess what? I'm gonna say it in Spanish. It's El Colonel Sanders right there.
Colonel Sanders. That
Pass
is
me the hot
correct.
sauce.
That is correct. And number 5, made famous because he might have done it in the observatory with a pipe.
Colonel Plum.
Peter, would you like to steal that one, please?
You got stuff with it. Colonel.
You already said it.
Colonel Klink?
No.
Colonel.
Was that Colonel Pepper of Beavis
Not
fame?
not mayonnaise, not paprika, not mayonnaise, but
Mustard.
Colonel Mustard?
Colonel Mustard.
Man, yo, listen, the Plum just came out with the pipe and all that. You got me on the wrong
to
Friday.
be clear.
So Mr. Plum was not in the military. He was an academic.
That is correct. Professor Plum.
You know, academics, military. Oh, go hand in hand.
I just want to be clear that you didn't get any movies, TV, or board games, but the one food, the fried chicken one you got.
I live up to my name.
All right. So you went 1 for 5 in what can only be described as a miserable performance.
A tough
So
World Series
Peter,
batting average right
you
there.
get Colonel's number 2, which is famous things about popcorn.
Oh.
Famous about popcorn.
That's-
Colonel's number 2.
That would have been my side, man.
Which state, and I'm going to give you A, B, and C. Which state produces the most popcorn? A, Nebraska, B, Iowa, C, Kansas.
I know where that.
Nebraska.
That is correct.
Oh!
Nebraska produces. And why? What are the nicknames of what is Nebraska?
Cornhuskers.
Right there. Okay.
Run the option, man. Go old school.
Question number 2 about colonels. What U.S. holiday first incorporated corn in its celebration?
Thanksgiving.
That is correct. 2 for 2.
He's got the corny questions. Get it?
Well, I gave you a choice. You chose one.
Yeah, I know.
Question 3. What entertainment venue cites popcorn as its number 1 revenue generator?
Oh.
What entertainment genre cites popcorn as its number 1?
I thought you wanted a specific one. The cinema.
That is correct. How about this for a fun fact? Popcorn does ticket sales.
Yep.
So popcorn is the number 1 generator of revenue for movie theaters.
And you got to be careful because if you eat too much popcorn, you get tuberculosis. It's something that I learned. Be careful, people. It hurts.
Which is not a recognized popcorn shape? A, snowflake, B, mushroom, C, cloud.
No way it's snowflake.
That is incorrect. The 2 recognized popcorn shapes are snowflake and mushroom. Cloud, I just made up.
Imagine that.
A snowflake. So when the popcorn pops appropriately, it's called snowflake because none of them are the same. When they don't pop all the way through and they're flat like that, they're called a mushroom.
Next time, can we talk about the shapes of McNuggets?
That would be good.
We can. All right, number 5.
Here we go, big dog.
The oldest ears of corn were found in what state? A, New Mexico, B, Rhode Island, or C, Michigan?
I'll go to New Mexico.
That is correct, New Mexico. 4 out of 5 for Peter Wappy. So because you got 4 out of 5, you get the third pound of pasta question, which is the term, we have kernels and kernels. 2 words that sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. What is that called?
Ooh, I should know that.
You should.
My mom's at home yelling, "It's the answer, I know it, Papa, try it." And I'm like, "Mom, I can't."
So what is the term for 2 words like deer and deer or kernels and kernels spelled differently with 2 different meanings that sounds the same?
I got 2 minutes on the clock, yes?
Yeah, for real.
Yes, you have 2 minutes on the clock.
With 2 minutes on the clock and counting. Peter Wappy right now is sweating and focusing on the genre of what he's trying to find out between 2 words that say the same, or it could be 2, 2, and 2, which is 3 of those same. You know, I just don't know a word right now.
I'm not going to come up with it.
All right, I'm going to give you, Pasta, any chance at all that you know this one?
Listen, I said synonyms, I said acronyms, and none of them were right.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you the second part of it.
All right.
Second part of it. Every one of us carries with us and spends a lot of time on our blank.
Little black book?
No.
Nope.
What?
On the phone?
Yes.
Yes.
So the second part of the word is phone. What's the first part of the word?
Tele?
No. These are not telephones. These are
phones. These are
homophones.
Homophones. I
Again,
remember when I learned that in junior high school.
Mr. Teropoulos and Mr. DePeter, they are all very disappointed. All your English teachers very disappointed.
I'm sorry, Miss Word.
Homophone. So, Peter Wappy, as usual, you kick
Pasta's
butt in the quizzes.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed in myself, though.
Yeah, he's got the running game, and it's so hard to stop him. And when Peter's in a roll, he's on a roll.
So, but this week it was all about kernels, whether it's the CO kernel or the KE kernel. It was all kernels. Those are your 3 pounds of pasta. We're moments away from the second half here.
I studied Colonel Championships and stuff that had like the Colonel thing and also Lancers, and you didn't even go. I'm a week behind. I feel like I'm at Heartbreak Ridge. My shirts don't match.
Colonels and Colonels. We'll be right back with second half action here at the Waterford Dental Halftime Show. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Woo!
Welcome to Paul's Pasta Shop, 223 Thames Street in Groton, where every bite is a taste of tradition. From our homemade pasta to our sauces, we're passionate about bringing the freshest ingredients to your table, serving your favorite Italian dishes since 1988. Visit our website at www.paulspastashop.com. You can call in your orders at 860-445-5276 and follow us on Instagram at Paul's Pasta.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. We are back, and we are moments away from the NFA kickoff here to start the second half. Ledyard, with a very impressive first half, leads 21-9, and that's why it was so important that Waterford try to put up some points there at the end of the first half, knowing they were getting the ball to start half number 2. It's a 2-score game if they could have found a way to get points, but instead they'll receive the kickoff from Dorian Green, and they will stick with the pooch. They're not going to give Waterford a chance to return. They'll be happy to give Waterford the 35-yard line.
It's a big second half for Waterford. You know, we think, my opinion, I think that they did find their quarterback in Lucas Rassicot, so they got to continue to work with him and lead the way. You know, again, the penalties has been a factor, and they need to get that running game stopped by Ledyard. So Waterford's not been successful in those 3 out of 3 aspects of those keys, so we'll see what happens now.
Parker Spencer back into the Waterford lineup on the offensive side of things. So
there you go, Case.
This will definitely increase now. The first half allowed for the emergence of Aiden Giles,
Yep.
Allowed for the emergence of Elijah Vaughn. Allowed for Nolda to get some really good reps. Let's see how Waterford opens up here in the second half with trip receivers down to the bottom of the screen. Rassicott, hands off and not much there. Right back to the line of scrimmage goes Hernandez, and he is tackled almost immediately, coming up off the pile there. 2 or 3 of the Colonel's interior linemen.
You know, Case, what we haven't mentioned, and, you know, he's a phenomenal player, is that, you know, Gabe Van Overloop, you know, as a tight end, he does have mismatches. As these safeties are not big, they got to put him into the game plan and see if they can use him with his size.
That's a great point. We have seen a lot of great things from Van Overloop. They have not been running tight end formations tonight, though. They've been going 4 wide. Bottom of the screen goes Spencer, Giles, and Nolda. Vaughn up top on his own. Rassicott's going to keep this one himself. Gets a block from Hernandez, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, flying to the football. The Ledyard Colonels led by Rhodes, and you know, if your lawn's in a bad, looking like a bunch of bad road right now, Hyde Park Landscape, bring them in, let them reseed, get yourself a nice lawn. It's a Hyde Park cleanup. So 3rd and long here for Waterford, and I thought for sure they were going to come out and try to run the football. I was not expecting Ledyard to stack them up on both attempts. Right. I like the Rassicott run idea. Yeah. I thought that's been there for him. Big 3rd down here for the Lancers. Ball at the 38-yard line. Rassicott to throw. Has time. Throws it over the head of Hernandez. He had Spencer on the out route, and that is incomplete. It's going to be 4th down, and Waterford likely will punt it away.
Yeah, they have some plays that could be effective. It's just that Rassicott has to throw it to those receivers there that are open. The second-level floods are open, and a quick flat, you know, just a good ball right there could have had Hernandez running pretty good. So just off cue a little bit starting the second half here.
And Parker just was telling him, hey, man, you got to do your progressions. He went right to that 3rd down, right to the 3rd check down. 4th and 10. Rassicott he's going to punt it, and it gets high into the air and goes out of bounds. And that's going to be good field position for Ledyard probably. He's walking Kenny D at the 35-yard line. So Ledyard will have it 1st and 10 from the 35. They're up 12. They have not been stopped except for one time tonight. And so we'll see what they come up with on offense. I don't expect them to do anything differently.
No, it's a good dose of A, B, and C football right here. Run, and run some more.
Every time Favory touches the ball, though, it could be A, B, see you later.
He's really fast. You know, you always hear the stories about these running backs, how they come off the ball, but to actually see them on the field run, it's a good experience here for me to see.
Favory and Grimm are the 2 backs standing right now in the backfield for Ledyard. Goes to Favory. Beats a guy to the outside, cuts it back inside, and was a slip away from being gone. He'll get 4.
Yeah, he gallops. He runs like Eric Dickerson in a way where he gets to the outside cut, then he jumps up and kind of works his way downhill. A good finisher for a running back.
Echeverria shot the gap and almost got him in the backfield, but if you don't get him in the backfield, it is so hard. This blocking scheme for the Colonels, very, very disciplined.
Yeah, it's very hard to call a defensive blitz knowing that if you call the wrong one, it's a 6-point giveaway. They're very stacked on the line. Defense is right up on the ball.
2nd and 6. Straight up the gut and pushing towards a 1st down is Grimm, and he'll be, I think, right at the sticks. Whether they give him the 1st down or not will be up to the judge, who says, yeah, going to be 3rd and about a yard. So 44-yard line, Ledyard in great position here, 3rd and 1. Grimm again, and he breaks tackles and gets the 1st down and more deep into the secondary to the 40-yard line. So difficult. Favory might be the speed back, but Jackson Grimm's the bruiser.
Yeah, definitely a great fire off from the line as they got to that gap. and just pushed that line. He penetrated between the two blockers there and kind of poked through and just ran full speed.
Streckvis into the game for Ledyard.
Well, that's a threat right there. It's a 1-2 punch that right now Waterford has a hard time stopping.
So Favre and Grimm off, Streckvis on. Only guy in the backfield. Streckvis takes off to the right side, makes a cut, gets a hard hit from Boris, but not until he gains 5 yards. It'll be second down and 5.5. It's for the non-football person,
yeah,
or even the amateur football person.
Give it to me.
Or even the person like me who just doesn't know anything about football.
Not too much.
It is maddening to watch this and go, why can't you stop them? You know what they're going to do. And that's exactly how they. How
it's like the old wing thing. It's when you find a gap, they'll find a way to run opposite on the gap. It's a system that's very basic to go after.
Waterford gets to Streckvis after a short gain, 3rd and 5. But, I mean, you're watching, you're like, he's the only guy in the backfield. You know it's getting snapped to him. You've got 11. They've got 10. Why can't you stop it?
Because that's the way they set you up. As soon as you think he's going to be one guy, then they'll run their little mesh crisscross plays, and then there'll be blowouts from the backside traps. It's really lethal the way they're running it. Because, again, the quarterback, we always learn that on defensive coordinators, always there's a quarterback to start things off. In this offense, there is no quarterback. In a way, it's just that little sergeant right there, 32 in the front, that gets the call and relays it to his teammates, and then they run effectively.
3rd and 5. Streckvis, a little delay, and he falls forward. He's going to be short, but it's going to be 4th and a yard, and I haven't seen them stop Ledyard on a 4th and 1 or on anything in 1 at this point so far tonight.
Definitely favoring right now Ledyard where they need to be on the short downs and also munching this clock. They've been doing a great job. Since we talked about, making a joke about, hey, they only had this amount of touches in the first half, their offense after that has just been chugging the clock and making sure they can get this clock down.
4th and 2. Favre and Grimm back in the game. That's the short yardage is usually Grimm. Goes to Streckvis. Big hole to the outside. He gone! Titus Streckvis. Touchdown, Colonels. Pulling it away with a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Oh, boy, what a play. That was a good one.
Patience, waited for that block on the outside, and then off to the races, and you're not catching Titus Streckvis. 27-9, Colonels. The extra point upcoming off the foot of Aiden Martinez Garcia.
What a good offensive series for the Colonels.
Kick is up, and it is good with 6:15 remaining. 28-9, Ledyard. Let's see how Streckvis got to the outside and scored this touchdown.
Again, the blocking system has that unbalanced player, and he has the extra block on that side. Look at that guard and that back. They had nobody to block except for backside. That's the deception of the single wing, and also how they work balanced and unbalanced systems in it.
Colonels firing on all cylinders right now. They are no longer that Honda Civic.
Yeah.
They are now a nice Audi. They're a nice Audi right now.
All-wheel drive on an all-running offense.
Subaru, maybe?
No pass plays yet, right? No pass plays yet.
No, I'm going to – first question tonight to Coach Siricchio, if he ends up being the Waterford Dental Health coaches interview, I'm going to say, did you ever even consider a pass tonight?
I know.
Or was there even a consideration?
Well, he's really done a great job in how this system works, and then to get the personnel to develop it. And this is a young team. I mean, we got more coming up down the road with these kids.
So how can Waterford answer back? They have to first figure out a way to get a drive and some points, and then they got to figure out a way to stop Ledyard. They have not been able to do that tonight. Here's the NFA kickoff as Dorian Green. They've been content pooching this thing into the second line. Let's see if they continue to do that. It's been pretty much give Waterford the ball at the 35-yard line and let the defense do the rest of the work.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that again, and it's fallen on this time at the 40-yard line. Now, the question I have is, watching this game, how good did the Griswold defense need to have played to shut this Ledyard team out 14-0?
a very physical, aggressive, disciplined defense that knew and tackled well during the week. Because again, you miss tackles in this offense, there's second-level yak yards coming full speed. But again, the concept too, Waterford was trying to send some pressure, but they sent the pressure on the wrong side. I didn't want to bring that up, but coaches will see that on film. We called the wrong call there, put our players in a bad position. But the unbalance hasn't been recognized yet. And, I think that's the hip pocket of what Ledyard can do when they have something there they can run. They just pop it in from time to time, and there's points.
Waterford a little out of sorts here. 3 receivers to the left. Rassicot's got them where he wants them to be. And they go delayed handoff to Hernandez. And not much there, flowing to the football defensively. Ledyard, nice job. Grimm cleans him up after a gain of 2.
Yeah, the defense has been swarming right now and playing good football. Those interior linemen, they're being rotated around real good. Coaches are doing a great job getting those guys fresh and energetic so they can cause this movement defense and cause a lot of disruption to the offense.
The second, they're going to give him actually 3, so 2nd and 7. 278 rushing yards for Ledyard right now. 278 on the ground.
That's a lot of yardage right there.
Another handoff to Hernandez, and not much there, maybe a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Peter, just heard from our crack volleyball commentator, Madison Canestrari, and she said she would like you to know that her son's favorite nugget shape is dino.
Dino.
He's a fan of the dino shapes.
Man, those dinos.
Hard to beat a McDonald's boot shape.
There's a boot-shaped nugget?
Yeah, they are.
Oh my word, Casey.
It's like
I don't eat nuggets. I don't. I'll
like alphabets.
I'll have time to share the story. So here's a big 3rd down and 5 play for the Waterford offense. Rassicot gonna throw. Pressured off the corner. Deep ball over the middle. Has Spencer. Spencer's going to outrace everyone. Can he outrace Favory? Spencer to the 10. Spencer inside the 5.
Boom.
Touchdown, Waterford. That's the way to answer. Find your playmaker and let him make a play. Parker Spencer outraces everybody, and he's got a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Woo! Boy, that was a fast play right off that nice little quick post. And a catch and go. That's where you need to have Parker, just in those moments where he can get that ball in his hands and he could do something with it.
I mean, that's the most interesting part of that was him and Favory, step for step, and they were exactly step for step. I bet you if we had them run the 50, they'd be step and step for the whole 50.
Yeah, it could be. Spencer's such a great utility athlete and a threat anywhere he's at. So to see him on offense creating that spark, it's a good thing.
Barlow to kick it out of the hold of Spencer. It is up and it is through. And let's take a look at the beautiful throw from Rassicot and a really good route from Spencer.
So they did a 7-man pressure right there, which is great. Left the backside backer by himself, and a nice pass. Just led the way where he can use the outside third of that field and then get into the end zone for a quick 6.
So back when I was in 8th grade, I went to visit my cousin at the University of Vermont. Norwich University in Vermont.
Oh, yeah, Norwich, yeah.
And McNuggets had just come out. And I almost died choking on a chicken McNugget in the Brattleboro McDonald's. If it wasn't for a Heimlich maneuver instructor saving my life and fracturing my rib, I would have died choking on a chicken McNugget. So I have a little bit of PTSD when it comes to the nuggets. So I just don't gravitate to the nuggets because years later I'm still a little gun shy about the nuggets.
It's nugget phobia. It's the fear of nuggets.
Yeah. It's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder of the nuggets.
That's right.
NFA kickoff coming up here. Barlow gets into it, bangs it down the middle of the field, and it bounces and comes down. Velez will take it out past the 30-yard line, and that is where the Ledyard offense will come back in. So, little bit of life here from the Waterford offense, putting that one in. Now that defense has to find a way to rally. I don't know if getting a stop is so easy, but you got to try to punch a football out. You got to try to do something. You got to try to sell out on a gap, something to try to disrupt it. Because right now, Ledyard's offense is just moving it so effortlessly.
Yeah, and they're also killing the clock too, which is a big factor in this game as we're getting to like 4:30 in this third quarter alone. I mean, they just drive and munch the clock.
Grimm and Favre are the two backs currently. Favre gets it. And there's a great job. Finally, the ball's loose. The ball's loose and out of the pack. You talk about Postadamus. That's some Quesadamus right there.
That's a Quesadamus moment. We got two players down because that was just something that I didn't hear a whistle. And that's where I always keep my mind in the game. If a whistle's blown, then I'll try to determine what's happening. But there was no whistle. And it seemed like he was still up on his feet before the ball popped out.
I think Echeverria got in on it. Giles recovered it and returned it. Let's take a look here.
So there's the run. As he gets there, the ball pops off from the hit off the backside. It was kind of a punch there. And, wow, we're talking about Ledyard making mistakes and being costly. This is a big one right here. Gives Waterford the chance right now with great field position to get the ball back. Look at that opportunity right there. Sometimes, and we've been seeing this in all levels, professional, college, defensive linemen are now wrapping and tackling with a finishing punch to the ball and creating disruption there.
Give Cooper Miles credit. He's the one that that came down the line. We have not seen a lot of linemen making tackles for Waterford. He made a play and disrupted everything, allowed his teammates. Now Waterford has the ball back at the 17-yard line, and if they can find a way to get points here, we will have ourselves an absolute ball game. Tripped to the left. Rassicott. Lone receiver at the bottom of the screen is Giles. Rassicott pressured. Heads to the outside. Looking. Low throw. Did Spencer get it? Yes, he did. Inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. What a catch from Parker Spencer on a rope thrown from Lucas Rassicott.
Parker's getting hotter right now as he knows he's trying to find a way. What he was doing on that side was he ran his basic route. When he's seen the quarterback roll, we always tell him there's the deep guy that goes deep, and then there's those other guys that come back. Spencer, he was just really a smart move, stays in the middle of the zone, found a spot there, and made a great catch.
There's your guy, Van Overloop, into the ball game.
The big man.
The tight end, you were hoping to get them involved.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Definitely good hands. Hopefully he can go out there and help the team out.
So they're going to send Vaughn and Spencer left. And down the bottom of the screen is Giles. Van Overloop is your tight end. Rassicott's going to keep it. Follows Van Overloop. Heads to the end zone. Reaches. Touchdown, Waterford.
Wow.
Lucas Rassicott with his second rushing touchdown of the ball game. The Lancers are fired up. They're feeling good. Nothing's going to make you feel better than going to Great Wolf Lodge. Check them all out this winter. That's a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. Lancers have cut it. 28-22. We are back to a one-score ball game.
Man, couldn't get any better on a night like this where we were thinking, hey, Ledyard's got this pretty much on lock. Well, just 2 series, we're back at a ball game here.
Snap is good. Barlow's kick is up, and it is no good. He sailed it wide right.
Yes, the point is no good.
Let's take a look at Van Overloop at tight end on the right, and Omar Hernandez as the lead blockers here. And Rassicott drags into the end zone Jackson Grimm. That's just good strength from the young man.
Oh, it's great momentum, and Rassicott right now confident with his playing. It's helping his teammates. But you know what? We were talking earlier about how Ledyard's offense is like an Audi. Well, Waterford has Quattro, and an Audi Quattro is a lot better than a regular Audi, brother. That kid is phenomenal to come in 2 series and really turn the game around, and that's why he's a special player for the Lancers.
28-22. Can the Waterford defense continue to feed off of the momentum provided by its offense? It's an NFA kickoff. Ledyard did exactly the one thing I said. I don't think you can stop the offense without a turnover. Waterford got it.
Yeah.
Can they get another one, though? Because they have to stop them in order to win this football game.
Right pressure, right blitz calling could happen.
Barlow will kick it off from the 40-yard line. Line drive in the middle of the field. Bounces. Velez takes it at the 15-yard line. Heads back up the middle of the field. Breaks a tackle, and he'll get it back to the 35-yard line. So Ledyard will have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Well, it's setting up to be a good one here.
They are hitting out there. I got a player trying to slowly get up right now.
We got a player down on the field, so while they attend to him, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
If you live in Eastern Connecticut, you belong at Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless
All right, how will Ledyard answer? Direct snap. Nice hole. Grimm bounces it outside. Make that Streckfus. Streckfus to the 40-yard line. Titus Streckfus with a big answer for the Colonels into Waterford territory to the 40.
And just typical blocking scheme. Angle all down. Let all the linemen pick up anybody that's of opposite color. And then seal the deal and let Streckfus just run right behind. They need to find a way to stop this kind of, offensive scheme right now that's just blowing out in some big yardages. It's not just short gains now.
First down.
Here's the wide side, Casey.
And I think we're going to get a false start against Ledyard. That'll back him up 5. A little bit of a momentum killer right there. And I think that was just the arm swing by the back.
Yeah. Any back that goes in motion, no one else should be moving. And if a person's making any kind of movement, that's a false start right there. In the beginning of this quarter, I thought this game would be like, well, Ledyard looks like he's going to work their blowout skills. And at close to 2 minutes now, we got a game that's just one touchdown away.
First and 15. Streckfus has it again. This time he gets the yardage from the penalty back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So nice job by Waterford, but sometimes it feels like you're doing better than you are. That's a 5-yard gain.
That's a 5-yard gain. But with the penalty, they're still a -1. I mean, we do the math. As a defensive coordinator, we want to make sure that they don't get -10 across our face. So this is a good situation right now where we're expecting another run. It's the blitz pressure. Where's it going to come from?
2nd and 11. Waterford selling out. Streckfus breaks a tackle and he's gone. He does break the tackle, and if it wasn't for Alex Dijak holding on from behind, he would have gone for a touchdown. He is so dangerous. These backs, if you break one tackle, you are gone. It's going to be 3rd and a short 2.
Yeah, and the defense right now, I'm just worried because no one's actually tackled him face front. They're tackling him, wrapping their arms and tackling from the back. So this will be something where Coach might have to call a timeout and regroup. 3rd down, I think it's 2.5 yards, that case?
I think it's a short 3 or a long 2, depending on how you want to look at it. Streckfus has it again. Good job getting into the backfield. And saying he has the football is Van Overloop, but they're going to just mark it flat short. It'll be 4th and a yard. So Van Overloop got in there.
There's 2 things that I would tell the defense to be alert. We're going to go all out blitz. We're going to try to see if we can just guess the wide side. But at the same time, keep your eyes on that ball. Don't go off sides of a bad cadence. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, will Ledyard go hard count? 20 seconds remaining. They have the clock as their friend here as well. They go straight. They give it to Grimm. He didn't get there.
No way.
He didn't get there. Depending on the spot, he is short. Waterford says no. They stopped him. The officials say no. And it is going to be a turnover on downs, and the Lancers are going to have held if the spot is accurate.
The big man, Gabe Van Overloop. I think he was the first one to make the tackle, and then obviously there's Parker Spencer to clean it out, and it looks like the momentum has shifted over to Waterford, dear brother.
Hard to believe, but they got the stop. How big is that penalty now? It's that 5 extra yards that Ledyard had to get. They jammed it up. They got him on the initial hit. It was a matter of inches, and it's a first down Waterford. There's 13 seconds remaining in the quarter, but they are going to have the football, barring something unforeseen. They're going to have the football to start the fourth quarter, and this is officially a ball game. Ever since Spencer came into the game in the second half, you can just see how much more the field opens up.
There's that tight end trips look that they did with Stonington that was effective. Let's see what happened here.
Direct snap to Nolda that time. They had Nolda in at quarterback. They split Rassicott out, and Nolda kept it, and he only got about a yard. That is the end of the third quarter. 28 Ledyard, 22 Waterford. Waterford with the football. Fourth quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Every football fan knows no star player wins alone. It takes a full team to produce a win, and that's how the team of attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates handle their cases. Voted best law firm by the readers of the day 6 years running, the attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates work together, fighting insurance companies for you and your family. Insurance companies have teams of lawyers on their side, and you can too. With Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates, when you need a winning legal team off the field, call Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
The Waterford defense with a big play. The Waterford offense needs to capitalize. 2nd and 9 as we start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this has been a third quarter changeover that I wasn't expecting to happen, thinking that, Ledyard had this pretty much in check. But once Parker Spencer started touching the ball, man, things have changed slowly. The Lancers right now have come to what I believe is the opportunity where you say, hurt team, you put them in the corner, watch out, here they come.
Trips down the bottom of your screen. Giles, Spencer, and Nolda. Rassicott, and we got a whistle. I don't think Ledyard likes what they saw, and they're going to call a timeout. Coach Saricchio did not like what he saw, so Ledyard takes a quick timeout. We will keep it here. Peter.
So, as you said, not much going on in the ECC right now, but a score of statewide interest. So, Staples beat Darien last week.
What? Right.
So Staples playing Wilton right now. Wilton up 21-0 at halftime.
Really?
Wow, that's a good one there.
So more possible shakeups in the top 10.
All of which is trying to allow Mike DeMauro. Mike DeMauro is looking for his way to vote Killingly #1. And our fan base, Peter, was very clear. Just vote him #1. Mike's trying to explain, well, no, the team that's the defending state champion and undefeated needs to stay #1. They're just trying to find a way to get New Canaan to drop a game.
It's tough. It's tough because once New Canaan gets past those big games, they are cruising to get into the playoffs. Traditional team that's always been there. In my heart of hearts, I think Killingly is the real team here in the ECC and will represent well in the state.
Could be Killingly Hand in what would be a fabulous state rematch from years back.
I'll be there with popcorn.
High snap. Keeper. First down, heading down the sidelines. Rassicott crosses the 30, the 20, knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, but the biggest run of the night from Rassicott, and he gets a flag. It's probably a late hit out of bounds, and that's going to give 1st and goal for Waterford if it is.
Yeah, it was a late hit from a player coming down the backside. I was seeing that happen, and then referee did see it. It was a good angle. Those are the safety practices that's been in here too. So what happened is he got hit on the side, on the back, and he was not looking at him, and that's a defenseless player, and for that reason, that penalty is valid.
Well, you mentioned that Rassicot was a running back for these guys and that his legs could help them. That was not only a well-designed play, he set up that run well, he used his blocking, and then he showed really good speed down the sidelines.
Yeah, a good quarterback stature for his size to play this game, and for when coming out and playing like this is unbelievable. Again, he lets the fullback do the job. The outside corner tries to keep him in. He did, but guess what? That lineman, the extra lineman's down there trying to make a block. You'll see 20 coming down. I think that's where he gets popped from the back, but Rassicot, a phenomenal run. There it is right there. 64 got hit with that one. That's film that they're going to watch, and, there's another penalty there, too. So it was multiple penalties there, Case.
What's funny is that if he hadn't gotten slowed down by having to break the tackle, then he outran the poor lineman's trying to, and the lineman's like, I did all this work. Why am I running down here?
But it'll look good in film. Coaches, the line coach will be very happy because he'll say, hey, look, our linemen know where to be and where to attack. So the quarterback's, again, making a mistake. Stay right behind your lineman. They'll take care of you.
Waiting for the official's signal. This might be offsetting too, by the way. They're facing in Waterford's direction. So
yeah, that'll be, that or measuring it off on certain spots. Who knows?
So you got a block in the back against Waterford.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get a personal foul. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Sideline warning against
two of them.
Waterford.
Two personal fouls there. Yeah. Here we go. What do we got?
And you got a personal foul against Waterford.
And another person. Yeah, they doubled up on those penalties right there.
So after all of this, none of those were against Ledyard?
None of them, no. It was a hit in the back, and there was a personal foul from Waterford.
So a block in the back and a personal foul against Waterford. So what was a run that got them inside the 5 is now at the 40-yard line.
You cannot make this up. That's been the motto. I'm going to wear a shirt like that. You cannot make this up. How can something that was explosive for 50-plus yards end up being, I would say, probably a 20-yard game? What a season here where we're seeing all these special plays come out from penalty statuses.
I'm beside myself right now.
I know.
At how frustrated I am. I'm not even on the Waterford sideline, and how frustrated I am. You just went from being first and goal with a chance to win, to get on top, to being back to the 40-yard line.
Yep. And that's where the discipline comes in. When you know a player's all the way downfield, our coaches used to say, don't you dare touch anybody because we got hills. And the hills don't play when you make a mistake like that.
My goodness, cheese and crackers. All right, first down, Waterford.
Here we go, Casey.
So basically, all of that doesn't matter. None of it counts.
For a little bit, like a cup of coffee with a spit of milk.
None of it counts. Rassicot, after a great run, denied. Back in the shotgun, across the field. Parker, they fake it to him, give it to him on the end around, and boy, is he stuck. What a pop from Streckfus.
Streckfus brought his breakfast.
Gain of 1 yard.
I know that rhyme, but the point is he came full speed, and that's the way to tackle. Right through the thigh board, hands right across, wrap, and finish off the tackle by driving your feet.
Madison Canestrari said she's very jealous of the halftime segment that Coach Pasta gets, and she wants to know why she doesn't have a halftime segment. And I would tell her because your sport doesn't have a halftime.
That's right.
Don't blame us that your sport, Madison Canestrari, does not have a halftime.
Well, I'll give her a shout out. She taught me how to drink iced coffee when I was in track back in the day.
Was it at halftime of volleyball? No, because they don't have a halftime.
No, there's no halftime in track.
Rassicot to throw.
There it is.
Out pattern has Spencer. He's popped again.
Wow.
This time from Rosario Gonzalez. And the catch is good. It's going to bring up third and short.
A very square hit. And a clean hit, obviously. We don't want kind of say that these hits have the magnitude, but great tackling tends to bring a lot of pain in there, as he was not prepared to make that turn and make his run. He got wrapped up wholeheartedly there, so I hope Parker's okay.
Well, while they attend to our injured player, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey. and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
Game Day is brought to you by Dairy Queen. Locations in Groton, Taffville, and Pawcatuck. Dairy Queen is the place to go for fabulous food and sweet treats that can't be beat. When you need something satisfying, go to Dairy Queen.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Roberto's Log Cabin Restaurant. Nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy rustic home of comfort food. Family owned and operated, the Cabin, as it's fondly known, offers a diverse menu of hearty fare from burgers to the best ribs in the state. So come check out the Hallway of History in the newly renovated tavern, sample the diverse menu, get your craft beers and cocktails, all while watching your favorite sports on one of their 10 TVs. Stop in, see Rob and the crew, and tell them Game Day sent you. Player of the game by Roberto's Log Cabin Restaurant. We're back. Waterford with the football, trailing 28-22, has a third down play, but we are attending to an injured Waterford player on the field, and as they continue to attend to him, we will continue to hold it out. So as soon as they tend to the player and he's off the field, we'll be back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
3rd and 4. Parker Spencer walked off the field on his own accord and is on the Waterford bench being attended to. Rassicott going to keep it himself, gets a block, heads up the middle, now cuts to the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Waterford. Beautiful run by the quarterback, Lucas Rassicott.
And what a tough run. He's standing up a little gingerly right there because when he got tackled, his ankle got rolled there. So here's a situation where Waterford now has to make some adjustments and shift positions, Casey. It's difficult right here for the coach just to sit back and put another quarterback in.
Yeah, Rassicott's down, which means Nolda's going to have to shift back to quarterback. I'm going to send it away here again. I know we've been just getting back, but I don't want to keep it here just now. We're going to take a quick break, 30, 45-second break, then we'll be back to talk some more. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Welcome to Paul's Pasta Shop, 223 Thames Street in Groton, where every bite is a taste of tradition. From our homemade pasta to our sauces, we're passionate about bringing the freshest ingredients to your table, serving your favorite Italian dishes since 1988. Visit our website at www.paulspastashop.com. You can call in your orders at 860-445-5276. You can follow us on Instagram at Paul's Pasta.
All right, so Rassicott jogs off on his own power, but for at least a play,
yes,
Chase Nolda, the sophomore and starting quarterback to start the season, who has moved out to wide receiver as Rassicott has assumed the quarterback position. For at least one play, Nolda will be back at the quarterback position. Parker Spencer out of the game with an injury, and now Rassicott out of the game with an injury. So Nolda has Hernandez in the backfield and trip receivers to the left. He's going to keep it himself, waiting for a block. Now tries to get outside and reverses his field. Can he get to the outside? No, he's wrestled down from behind by Streckfus. But Nolda turned a huge loss into a smaller loss.
Yep.
But it was a loss, and that's a Hyde Park cleanup.
That's right.
Because when you're at a loss for how to take care of your lawn, you call Hyde Park Landscape.
That defense came out there with their rakes and stayed in their gaps as they raked their way down to make that tackle.
Rassicott and Spencer back into the football game for Waterford. So
Here we
both
go.
the injured Rassicott and Spencer. I think Spencer needed to get his air back to him.
Yep.
And Rassicott just needed to show that he's okay on the ankle.
And look at him on the wide side of the field, the mismatch there. There's a 3-2 option right there on that side, but the bottom side looks good too.
Rassicott, 2nd and 14. Throws, has a man, complete. It's Nolda, reaching for the pylon, touchdown!
Wow, what an effort! Wow, Casey, talk about second, third effort right there.
So Rassicott, the quarterback, finds Nolda, the quarterback turned receiver, touchdown. Howl, Lancers, howl, because we are tied at 28 with the extra point forthcoming. That is a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Wow. What a change in the game. And now we could talk about the 2-point play. If they would have went for it, yeah. But we still got a chance to get one and still have the lead.
Yeah, but if they'd gone for 2 every time, they might be up 5 points right now.
Good point. If they didn't have any penalties, we'd have a high-scoring game.
Barlow in with the extra point, and it is good. And the Waterford Lancers, for the first time tonight, have taken the lead 29-28 with just under 9 minutes remaining. Let's take a look at the play from Rassicott and the effort from Nolda.
Matching route plays, an under and out play right there, and when he goes, he's at the 3-yard line, just like that young man from Notre Dame. He pushed forward and broke the plane. Now, people are going to say, well, was he down? He might have looked like he was going down, but the ball, when he breaks that plane, no matter what, if that knee's not down, that's a touchdown.
The quarterback was like, get over here and give me some love.
Called that Q1 to Q2 to get the TD.
This right now, I'll say this.
Yeah.
No matter who wins this game tonight, Waterford, this is the effort necessary to spark them and unite them moving forward the rest of the way. Kickoff by NFA upcoming off the foot of Barlow. This is the kind of thing that they can look back at. This was resilient. They could have packed this thing in. They did not. High kick. Comes down to our guy Velez. Velez trying to get outside, and Echeverria made a nice under the foot tackle, and Ledyard will have it at the 30. They were down multiple scores.
Yes.
They were without their leader, Spencer. They were without their quarterback. They had every reason in the world to pack it in. They had penalties. They had everything.
Everything was against them.
The defense stepped up twice. The offense stepped up behind it. No matter what else happens tonight, whether they win or lose, this is a game that they have to look and say, guys, if we play like this together,
that's right,
we can go the rest of the way. I think that's very, very important for them to look at this no matter what happens tonight as what this team is capable of. Now, on the other side of things, if Ledyard wins this game, Coach Siricchio is going to say, you showed resilience.
Yep.
A team came back, they took the lead, and you were able to persevere. So, right now, both teams are looking for a signature win.
Yeah, the great story into their season right now is what's needed here.
Waterford defense has a turnover and a stop on downs. And they go to Streckfus. He gets a yard. Nice tackle, Van Overloop. And
cornerback there, Jansel, number 20, Echeverria. That's what you want your corners to do. When they're coming towards the edge, you play outside in contain. And that means you have your inside hand forcing that defender or that offensive blocker, and he outside hand free so you can wrap and tackle. It was a great play. Then Van Overloop with his size. Phenomenal athletes in Waterford. It's just the continuity is still getting there, and sometimes a story like this could really make this team believe.
2nd and 7. Streckfus and Grimm stand side by side. Goes to Grimm. Echeverria out on the edge.
Again!
Steps up from his corner position, makes a big tackle, knocks him back for a loss. That's a Hyde Park landscape cleanup.
Again, the discipline in him right there and he was free. He was unblocked. That's supposed to be something that a back can match up with. But the way he tackled made the old man Bunicor smile. He wrapped his arms, got to the waistline, and finished off the play. 3rd and long is not where Ledyard wants to be right now, Case. But we've seen them get first downs with 4th and a mile, so who knows?
3rd down, Colonels. Direct snap up the middle. Not going to be enough for a first down is Grimm. It's going to bring up 4th and 4, and they are deep in their own territory at the 37-yard line. And they look like they're going to get right up on the ball and run this thing on 4th down.
This is where you got to be careful as a defender and just yell, ice, ice, be alert, because they might go off a cadence and bark to try to get a first down here.
Clock running with 6:50 remaining in the ball game. Going down to the ground is Streckfus, and I think they're going to mark him just enough for the first down.
Streckfus, God bless that he's got those extra inches there, because when he went downhill, he did what great running backs do. Extend your arm and let that ball hit in front. That's where they're going to mark the ball, and that's a first down. And the clock still goes.
40-yard line. He got it by inches. If he had fallen straight down and not fallen forward, that would have been short.
That's a clutch situation, Casey, right there.
But the Waterford defense is feeling like they got a little something right now, because it's getting harder and harder for the Colonels. Streckfus wrestled to the ground by Haffey, but that's a big gain of 7 yards.
This is where right now Colonels might be sneaking in that extra unbalance, and I've seen no adjustments to Waterford's side as far as that's happening. And they do it so sneakishly. They get off the huddle, and you could just see that little quick movement, and then boom, there's an unbalance that you want there. Right now they're balanced out, but that unbalance, for all those that don't know, is when the extra lineman on the opposite side will come in. It usually is a tackle or a guard that'll bump there and make the line unbalanced.
Physical football game as we predicted. 2nd and 1. Grimm up the middle has the first down. Haffey gets him after he crosses the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
I tell you, this is more nerve-wracking than passing the ball, because again, when you're running, you're trying to pray for yardage. If you get yardages like that, confidence. But if they're short, it's a little tricky when you make those play calls. But Coach looks great on the sidelines. He's letting them happen and letting them have some fun out there.
Streckfus, the back. Straight up the gut goes Streckfus. Not much there, but he pushes forward for 3. Clock continues to run. It'll be down to 4.5 minutes before Ledyard snaps the football.
Yeah, this is the way, they can just tell your players, the only person that can mess this up right now is yourselves. Stay focused on what you're doing. Make those plays work. I'll tell you, Waterford needs a big play here. A miscue, a fumble, something that would cause disruption. But the wide side of the field looks wide open right now with the numbers that Lancers have there.
Streckfus has a big block, leaps forward, and gets the first down.
What a runner. Looks like they're going to move the chains. Oh,
flag
we have a flag
on the play, and that is a hold against Ledyard.
Oh, boy.
And that's a big one on 2nd down. It's going to back him up.
Yeah, brother. This is the key mistakes that can cause a little disruption. Now Waterford has a chance here, as this becomes a 2nd and 15. Wow.
Now, our word on Parker Spencer, by the way, is that he did get the wind knocked out of him, but also they're checking the rib. So if you've noticed, he's not on defense right now. I think they're trying to minimize contact for him. Tackling was probably not going to feel very good.
Yeah, he got hit right there in the sternum, right? The sternum.
So now it's 2nd and 17. Ball marked right at midfield. There's going to be the first pass. Streckfus over the middle. Wide open is Green. Green breaks a tackle, and he's inside the 20-yard line. There's the pass we've been waiting for. Titus Streckfus to Dorian Green, and the Colonels are in business.
Oh, man, talk about a Halloween trick-or-treat right there. You know, I quote a great rapper. When they say, are you going to throw the ball? Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Ledyard.
That was a nice pass. Those safeties weren't there focusing on trying to stop the run game, and they just slipped right on by. 2 vertical passes right there.
If you don't know, now you know, Lancers.
That's right. And now this is where really the Colonel offense fits the mold. Chomp the clock, grind them down, break their will.
Streckfus rolling right, gets a block, has some open field, cuts it back, cuts it to the outside. Touchdown, Colonels!
And a penalty at the end, as that was a late hit there.
And here's why that's big.
Yeah.
I believe that'll be marked off
On the kickoff.
kick.
Yeah.
But Ledyard might go for 2 here.
Yep.
Because they don't want to get in a position to lose this game by a point.
Exactly. I mean, this is now where we look at the cards. What is the situation? 4th quarter, under 2 minutes. We look at the chart, and they always tell you, go for 2, go for 1, go for 2. It's based on the numbered system. It's a really good job. Whoever designed that really helps out coaches in situations like this.
Well, you got to go for 2 because a 6-point lead does nothing for you.
No.
A 7-point lead, at least, if you kick the extra point, you're up 6. That does nothing. If you go for 2 and you get it, you're up 7. You force Waterford to kick the extra point.
You're right. Here we go.
And then Ledyard hasn't been kicking off all night with that extra 15 yards.
They're keeping it away from Parker, so that'd be nice.
They're going to pooch this thing. Waterford will have to go much farther down the field.
Yes, sir.
So first things first here, Waterford defense trying to stop this 2-point conversion attempt from the Ledyard offense. Grimm and Streckfus. It goes to Streckfus. Same play that he just scored the touchdown on, but he is wrestled to the ground.
What a play.
Big tackle by Griffin Haffey. Haffey denies the 2. Now, why is that important? It's important because a touchdown with no conversion will give Waterford the lead. So with 2:56 remaining, all Waterford needs is the touchdown. Let's look at the beautiful run from Streckfus.
Well, a good seal blocks by all the players going down, and then the lead backs leading the way with the guard backside. There was the late hit right there, but didn't phase him, as the points were noted right there in that play right. You know, it's amazing, Casey, when you sit back and look at this game and you say, well, this is a slow running game. This is a team that's all battered and bruised. Yet we got 34-29, bro. All these points in this game has been amazing. And how it came about starts off with a weird safety, you know, a special teams play, penalties. Man, it all came in a full package. And the cheerleaders are still doing the push-ups, Case. Woo!
Waterford with the offense on the field after this kick. It's an NFA kickoff from Ledyard's Dorian Green at the 40-yard line. Green with the big reception tonight. Another squib. Waterford will take it and slide down at the 40-yard line. Smart play by Waterford's Dylan Dahl. So good field position, plenty of time. 2:54 remaining, lots of time on the clock for the Lancer offense. All they need, and I say all, is a touchdown.
Way to set the tone with this game right now. The way they've both been playing has been physical. We're going to see them tomorrow probably ice up with all the hitting and then the physicality. But again, this is what I like. The 4th quarter, both teams look like they're still in good condition. Nobody's moving out to stop this play.
Rassicott will operate with Hernandez shifting over to his right. Twin receivers on both sides. Looking to throw. Deep ball. In the air, and it's knocked away. Defended beautifully by Jackson Robert. Javon was open, and Rassicott threw it, but Robert there for the defensive play.
Rassicott made the right read. He throws a safety, and he made a throw there. I mean, the sad thing is that corner, when they're playing cover 2, your corner is supposed to work up and jam them and then funnel to your safety. If you don't funnel to your safety, that seam route is wide open, full speed, and your safety's going to have a hard time opening up there. But again, the hand placement, the ball hitting them on the top of the head, you got to give them another chance. See what the Lancers could do here.
2nd and 10, same formation. Rassicott this time looks to the other side of the field, and that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it fell short of Aiden Giles. And now, 3rd and 10. Waterford's got to start looking at maybe not chunk yards, but how to get that first down.
Well, I'll tell you, that defensive lineman, Braden, I said Gugliotta, I'll tell you, he came off the edge, stayed on his feet, and when the ball was thrown, then he raised his hands and got a touch on that ball. Otherwise, the outside pattern would have been open for a catch.
Big 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Lancers.
You said it, size versus might. This has been the showdown tonight. Fans are now cheering heavily on this side. It's shaking the stands.
Spencer comes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Deep ball. Man open. Coming back to it and making the cut. No, it's incomplete. No flag.
Oh.
He had Giles. Giles was running open. And now it's 4th and 10.
Wow. Right in his hands, 2 receivers. It could have been, but I'll tell you, to be honest with you, Casey, the only way it would be a penalty is if he kept on, his face was still facing the receiver. He did a 360 to try to make a play, and that's the attempt that the referees will give him. Looks like we got timeout for Waterford.
Timeout Waterford, 2:36, the seasonal play, a 4th down coming up. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
In football, execution matters. And in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against the big insurance companies. When the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. Contact Messier, Massad, and Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
The crowd here filled up, they're lined up along the fence line, and it's all coming down to this 4th down play for Waterford to keep this drive alive. Trip receivers to the bottom of the screen, flag on the play, and they're going to whistle this dead, which means it's going to be against Waterford. Now it's 4th and 15.
Wow.
False start on the offense.
False start on the offense. I believe they're calling that against one of the receivers for trying to get off the line a little bit quick.
Well, the bottom trips formation there was movement going on, and he made the right call there. Now the biggest thing is Ledyard trying to keep every receiver in front of him. Don't let anybody pass by. If you do that, wrap and tackle. Man, we've seen clutch 3rd downs, clutch 4th downs, Casey, and we were thinking it never would happen. But, you know, it's just been amazing seeing how these plays can execute.
4th and 15. Rassicott, they blitz. He rolls right, throws over the middle of the field, has it complete. Spencer, and he was just far enough for the 1st down.
What a play,
the
Casey.
chains to Parker Spencer.
Wow, Parker Spencer, a phenomenal night for the young man. Triggered the third quarter reaction that was going on that this team needed, and the resiliency of him making that catch, knowing where the chains was at to get over it, phenomenal.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen college and pro receivers a yard or 2 short of the sticks. Spencer knew exactly where the sticks were. Rassicott put it right on the money. The Lancer drive continues with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. Rassicott to throw. Out pattern, and he just underthrows his receiver. It was a comeback route, and it was just shy of Giles. 2nd down.
Yeah, Giles inexperienced right there. He didn't see the blitz that was coming, and you know, usually receivers, we try to tell them, if you see the pressure coming your way, change your route to a quick hot route. That would have been a stop, a nice catch, 1st down moving. But you know, that's what we're talking about. These kids are growing to bond and learn from each other, where they're in the beginning of the season, they weren't in this position. So, man, Casey, a lot of energy going on.
Let's go, Ledyard!
Whoever I talk to tonight's going to be a happy coach, and the other one's going to be disappointed. There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
This has been a game where both teams are letting it all hang out. 2nd down and 10 right from midfield. Rassicott has time over the middle, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Vaughn. He had room, and he might have gone. He wants that one back. It's 3rd down.
There was a candy that I never liked. It's called Butterfingers. Things like that you can't have in the game. If you would have ran that slant and caught that, boy, that would have probably been a touchdown the way they're running. I got to say, Rassicott, I love this kid, the way he is showing a lot of heart and making the reads here to keep this offense trying to get something going. 3rd down and long, Casey. Here's another one.
I will say next week when we do our emergency top 5 Halloween candies, Butterfinger will not be on mine.
That's right.
Trip receivers up top. Where is Spencer?
There's a press man situation here on defense.
3rd down, Rassicott.
There's the pressure.
They run a stunt over the middle into traffic. It's thrown.
Caught! It's caught right in the middle. Number 7. Good job.
Aiden Giles with the catch and a 1st down.
Oh, Casey. 2 receivers in the same route is not supposed to happen, but in that situation where the ball was thrown, they both went to the ball. One was over, one was under, and Giles made that catch. Wow.
And they're going to go hurry up as we're down to 1.5 minutes. Ball's down to the 30 now. Rassicott gets pressure, has a man in the flat, complete to Nolda. Clock will still run. And a timeout. Waterford with 1:21 remaining. We're going to see if we can get back and get you that play where Giles came away with it in traffic.
Unbelievable play. I mean, those are plays that we call magic in the situation. There's the trips on that side. They both were running seam routes. Both came at the same time on the hash line, but Giles got the ball, and boy, he lucky got tripped because that was it. One more matchup. Again, he's looking for the receivers. Both of them were there, and Giles just takes it off his teammate, says, we got to secure this ball because the Butterfinger is not on his hands. He made that catch and seals the deal. He gets a whatchamacallit because that's a 1st down. Woo! Oh, no, it wasn't. Second and long. Okay, I'm all pumped, brother.
Your blood sugar, you gotta cut.
You know what?
Take a breath.
It's the energy of the fan base, you know. And when I played here, one thing I loved, Casey, was how these fans really are for their children out here. You know, like I said, the jobs are closed, and this is the only thing going on.
But when you played here, the field was grass, and you played at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
And a storm, yeah.
When you coached here, you got some nighttime stuff. But
definitely
when you played here, it was all daytime. 2nd down and 3, and we're going to get a timeout Ledyard as they didn't like what they saw. 1:21 remaining. Waterford needs a touchdown to win, and they have it 2nd and 3 from the 23-yard line. What a game this has been, full of swings and shifts and momentum. The crowd is very much in it. It's an exciting night here at Ledyard High School.
You know, I'm not one for saying that there's things that are magical, but you know, in my years of coaching here, I had a situation where a young man passed away, and we always have him in our hearts. And his name was Matt Burdick, and his number was 23. So imagine 2nd and 3rd on the 23-yard line. Okay, you know, I used to always be on the sidelines, and when I see things like that, I always point to the sky because that's what brings the magic to this game, and why I love this place so, you know, throughout my years playing here and coaching here.
Waterford, 2nd down and 3. Ball at the 23-yard line. Rassicott has Hernandez standing to his right. Trip receivers up at the top of the screen. Keep an eye out for your Spencer at the bottom. Rassicott rolls right, throws high, incomplete over the top of Vaughn. I thought they might run the football on 2nd down to try to get the first.
Me too. Get the 1st down and try to work our way there because now they're doubling up. The safety's helping out with Parker, and that gives that person out the box. Something with a quarterback keep outnumbers what's inside that box. They only have 5 guys there, so let's see what happens. Hopefully they pick that up.
3rd and 3, I wouldn't be surprised to see that quarterback keeper that Rassicott scored on.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I got to say, Coach from Waterford's been phenomenal with his confidence in play calling. Both of those sides have been doing great. But right now, here's the opportunity. Can Waterford's offense score?
motion man is Spencer. Jet sweeps to Spencer. Spencer breaks a tackle, cuts inside, dives towards the first down marker. He's at the 28, and that's enough to move the chain.
Wow, Spencer Parker, brother, I'll tell you right now, if he doesn't get mentioned in an all-state status, the way he's been playing, I don't know what I'm looking at tonight. But that kid really is the spark plug of this offense. To get the ball and make a cut like that to get the first down, phenomenal.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard, at the 18-yard line. Rassicott, hitch and go, now he's pressured. Rolls right, there's a flag. That's almost assuredly going to be holding against Waterford.
Massad on the keeper. There is a flag on the play.
Well, Case, from a stunning, I would say 5.5 Richter scale sound of all the fans to a situation like this, when a flag comes out, it just shuts everything down with silence. We got a holding on Waterford there.
Holding on the offense.
Tell you, Ledyard right now, the DBs are playing really physical and jamming these guys off the ball. They have to continue to do that to make that happen. Number 20, Colin Rhodes right now did a physical jam on the receiver, put him on the ground, couldn't even run his routes. This night, I tell you right now, physical football tonight.
1st and 20. Rassicott steps up into the pressure, throws deep, has a man, and it's incomplete.
Wow.
Just behind Giles, defended by Grimm.
Every pass that this young man has thrown is either on the hands of of offensive players or just slightly off for a guy who's coming in and not starting in the beginning of the season. I got a lot of respect for Rassicott, a hard-nosed kid that's playing. The offensive line are working real hard to give him that time. You can even see the huddle right now. Those linemen are right now ripping up and trying to make sure we can give him time.
3rd down, check it. 2nd down and 20 from the 28-yard line. 30 seconds remaining in the game.
Wow, everybody here is standing up. The fans are intense.
Trip receivers left, Spencer in the slot. Rassicott rolls to his left, looking for Spencer on the out route. It's caught. He breaks a tackle and tries to get out of bounds and does right at the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down. They're marking him out short of that. They're marking him out at the 22. So it'll be 3rd and 15 at the 22.
I tell you, in the trips formation, what I'm seeing, Casey, is that Ledyard is rolling over. They have to commit to that side, leaving an isolated spot, but the linebacker is kind of floated. If he does like a quick post, that might be open on the backside.
22 seconds remaining. Ball is at the 20-yard line. 22, it looks like.
Man, a total of 63 points in a game like this tonight, unexpected, when we started off with a safety and a touchdown. Wow, the stadium is shaking right now.
3rd down, Rassicott, and a whistle. Timeout called by Ledyard. 20 seconds remaining. It'll be 3rd down after the timeout. So after the game is over, you're going to want to go to all of our social media at Game Day CT. You're going to want to go to TikTok. You want to go to Instagram. You're going to want to go to Facebook. And you're going to want to find the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game. What a day for that. Nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy rustic home of comfort food. So you're going to want to check them out. Go get their wings. Go get their craft beers. Check out the interview. You're going to want to check out the Scient sensational play of the game as well. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Go visit scientfcu.org to learn more. You're going to want to check out the Waterford Dental Health Coaches interview.
Yep.
All of this is going to be available after this game on our social medias. The question is, who's going to be the player of the game and who's going to be the coach that we interview?
Woo! They don't know. We got 22 seconds to find out.
3rd and 15 from the 21-yard line. Spencer isolated one-on-one at the bottom of your screen. You know he's going to get safety help. Rassicot, pressure off the edge, steps up, throws, has a man, and it's just short of Giles because of the pressure that was applied by Andre Aralda. He got into the face of Rassicot.
What a good rip technique. As he got off the block, he realized he had to bend into it and make Rassicot move up on the pocket. And when Rassicot moved up in the pocket, he didn't plant his feet properly to fire that ball down there with 2 open receivers. I mean, their plays, there's open. It's just the execution, Casey.
I can't tell if that was Jack Gallagher. I can't tell if it's 62 or 52. I don't want to miscredit if that was Gallagher.
It's 62 on the left side.
Jack Gallagher was the one who made the pressure.
Big play right now, 4th down, brother.
Waterford's game is on the line again on 4th down. Listen to this crowd. Rassicot has a man over the middle. It's caught. It's Haffey.
Whoa!
Touchdown, Lancers with 10 seconds remaining. A stunned crowd. Haffey, Griffin Haffey with the absolute stunning touchdown. Great Wolf Lodge themselves could not provide better entertainment than that.
Wow, wow, wow. I can't believe it. Sorry, Casey, I blew up like that, but that's just the energy that I had from my coaching years. To see that diversity of fighting through and run the same play again, Casey, right in the middle. Wow. Here
10 seconds remaining. Barlow with the extra point. Off the upright, no good. 10 seconds remaining. Let's watch that one again. That might have saved Waterford's season.
Great protection, 4-man rush right down the middle as the backers were going in. It's just unbelievable how he called that play again. Both receivers were wide open. Man, clutch play by these young coaches coming in and finding a way. We talked about the Lancers beaten and bruised and losing players throughout the season, and they still find a way. Parker Spencer, unbelievable the way he triggered this team in the 3rd quarter. Man, I don't know what anybody thinks about ECC football, but ECC football has a lot of passion.
Unbelievable football game. No matter what happens, that's our guy. He gets it every time.
Yep.
So a run back by Velez.
Got
4 seconds left. They're going to have to throw it and figure it out.
Well, I told you, Case, that I was going for 2 passing throws today, and I believe this play here, I'm going to put my energy of Pastadamas and say they're going to have to throw. And if it does, then it's called even, right? That's how they call it there, over, under, even, underdone. You know what I mean? Right now, I need to get a sunny side egg with some white rice because this game has been so full of energy that I'm hungry.
So after the game, you're going to want to go to our social medias, Game Day CT. You're going to want to find the Science Sensational Play of the Game, the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day, and the Waterford Dental Health Coaches Interview.
Whew.
Man,
Case. You know, I feel young. I know we got a little bit of gray hair and everything, but we've been on our toes this whole 4th quarter. You know, kind of like, Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed when they were timing it, Except that, we were making a little bit of an earthquake here sound. But the fans, unbelievable. They've been really loud tonight.
Flag on the play.
Let's see here.
I think Waterford has 12 on the field. Yeah, Waterford's got 12. That's a good way to play the prevent.
Yeah, I was going to say that's.
If I was going to play the prevent, I'd want 12 too. Now, it gives them 5 extra yards, but I don't think that really matters.
That doesn't help out right now. Get all the DBs, get
all
that
the
big man out. Yeah.
Get anyone that weighs over 250 pounds got to be off the field right now.
Vanderloop, go and rush the quarterback. Get the light guys out there and everybody play and keep everybody in front.
This play's got a chance with Favre. He breaks a tackle, but ultimately Spencer saves it with a game-saving tackle at the 30. That was an exceptional run by Dorian Green.
Yeah.
He was in the open, and a great tackle by Spencer saved it. So Green was flying, but that's how it's going to end. 35-34.
Wow.
What a game. Next week, we will be at Griswold High School for Bacon Academy and Griswold. You're going to want to check out the power rankings. You're going to want to check out Mike DeMoro and I and how we break things down. But what a game tonight. Congratulations to Waterford. An epic win for Peter Wappy, Pasta Sanabria, and all the crew here tonight. Game Day CT. Check out all the content. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.